You are now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Ay, I got so many ops.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ops.
so many ops.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many glocks. Ay, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ops.
What up, y'all?
I got a bone to pick with YouTube.
YouTube
okay,
indeed.
so I'm watching, like the start of our show, and it not until the countdown on our intro is at 10 seconds does it actually start on YouTube. Like, what the heck?
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder, does it look like that on a playback?
I
Or
don't
is
know.
it just a live? That's interesting.
I think it's a live.
I've never watched any one of our shows back. I hate watching I do not find enjoyment when watching these shows back.
I'm watching us right now on the other screen.
Oh my gosh.
Just
So you go back after we've already finished and watched?
sometimes. Oh yeah, sometimes I do, because sometimes I take clips from the show, so I got to do that. You know what I mean? But
that is right. That's true.
sometimes though, I know people don't get this because they're watching us, but and you'll know what I'm saying. We're doing the show, but because we're so in the show, sometimes we don't even hear what's going on, or not seeing all the comments. Sometimes I'll go back to engage in the rest of the show.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're doing a bunch of other things over here. That's true.
Yeah. We're multitasking.
Do you know that I also don't remember any quotes that I say? People have to reference me back something I've said.
What do you mean? Example of what?
Dang. See, I'm trying to think of what it is I say. Oh,
like people quote something you said on the show and you don't remember saying it.
I said. Yeah. So Lopez says, sorry, just FYI, this is very vulgar.
Yeah.
I said bitter bitch, hot girl summers turn into bitter bitch winters. Because the hose hit the wall. And one day he said that and I was like, ooh, I'm about to steal that. And he was like, but you said it. I don't even remember half the stuff I say on here.
You were about to steal your own quote. You were like, that's fire. Dang, Lopez, that's fire.
Let me get that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought up bitter bitches, because we're gonna talk. I have some bitter bitch content on the topic list tonight.
Let's
and
go.
You and I haven't even gone over the topic list. We did roughly, but I think our audience, what is going on with our audience? Three people.
Know, there's 3 people here. What the hell?
Who's here? Because you guys are usually talking in the chat, and nobody's in the chat.
Nobody's chatting it up, man.
Who is here watching? Who are these 3 people? I want to know. Who dis? You better identify yourself right now. Anyways, I have some stuff that I have added in. Okay, Mark's here. We know Mark. Okay. So I have some stuff that I've added in amongst some of the more serious topics on bitter bitch content. I wanted to talk about Larso Pippen. Do you know what I want to talk about? Larso Pippen, Scotty Pippen's ex-wife.
Is that who Michael Jordan's son is dating?
Yes.
Okay. I know who you're talking about.
I have something that she said that we need to talk about.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put him in this category, and I'm going to explain why. Steven Crowder is going to be in the bitter bitch category for me tonight.
What?
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to that subject, because I need to know why. What?
Yeah.
Did I miss something? Wait a minute.
Yeah. No, I'm going to tell you. I really am going to tell you. And then who else? Oh, I want to bring up, I just watched, well, I didn't say just, I took a nap. And as I was dozing off, I was finishing the Jeezy interview with Mia Long.
Mia Long. I need to watch that. I haven't watched it.
It's actually really good. Okay.
It's good.
And I'm telling you what, Jeannie, I need to know the story. Okay. Because he alluded to some things, and I'm going to play some clips in here. He alluded to some things that, once again, the woman This is all your fault, Judy. I'm just telling you right now, this is all your fault. I know this is your fault. Jeezy is very well spoken in this interview. Very clear. I think very like introspective, or if that's the right word to use. Like he's clearly he sees his faults. He knows what he has to work on. And I feel like he really is trying. And I don't know. He's just kind of painting her off to be the problem in this situation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So we have some clips there. Then you and I are going to talk about what's his name's wife, the OnlyFans model, Joe Smith's wife.
Smith.
Yeah. She's going to be in this show today.
Yeah. We actually have more, like we have some political topics because of course elections have been going on all day. Hopefully you guys got out there and voted in your local elections.
Yes.
What's up, Red Pill Mike? We have more so of it's like a kind of a cultural show today. It is.
Yeah.
I like these shows because this is my arena. This is what I do. But Saucy Santana and DJ Ack, if you know who DJ Academics is, they're into it a bit. And it's interesting watching grown men stand up for men who wear dresses for fun. Really interesting how many people are coming to this dude's defense. Queen Latifah had a bit to say about it. I actually low-key agreed with her take on how she came at it. Yeah. We're going to be talking about disgusting Uncle Shannon Sharp and disgusting Ocho Cinco.
I love them.
I hate that show. I watch it and then I wonder why I just sat there and wasted minutes and hours of my life listening to these two idiots talk. I would rather listen to them talk football. I don't want to hear you talk about nothing else. Please spare the population.
Every second of that show.
I know you just like the ratchetness.
Oh no. Don't try to point me into the I just like the ratchetness. Okay. I like guys. Okay. I like hearing what guys talk about. I much rather be in a conversation with men than women. And even if their conversation sometimes is a little crazy, I appreciate, like I said to you, I feel like you and I are the female Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco.
Oh my God.
Or we could be.
I'm so insulted. I'm insulted.
Look at Bella. She said, you also deal with Discord. Ratchet City. Okay.
Hey, that's content, man. Listen, it is Ratchet City right now in Discord, which is probably where half of these people are.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have migrated over there to have open discussions, but it's like going down in the server. You should see how many people are in here. This is
what are they fighting about?
They're actually in there talking about body count. And one young lady got pretty offended because she has a high number. She's like 26 with 14 bodies, right? And she took the conversation personal. It was a very general discussion as to why women use their whoredom. Like, instead of just saying whore or whore-like behavior or hoe-like behavior, they say, well, this is I'm sexually expressing myself. Women should be able to, I'm sexually free. And I asked, why do you use that? To just cover up the fact that you want to be nasty? And a hit dog will holler. So that's what they're over there discussing. They're listening to two women do this.
They're justifying being sexually.
For sure. She was definitely justifying while simultaneously saying, I think it's gross. It was wild. Yes. Insanely wild.
Okay. Sometimes I wish we could like stream Discord audio over here without me getting involved. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to listen. We can.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe maybe as we get to the end of the show.
Yeah, we can do that.
But yeah, we can try to do that because, you know, like I want to sometimes hear, but I don't want to go into Discord because I feel like people are weird in Discord and they're like, who is that?
Yeah.
You know, like if you pop in a room and they've never seen you before or you're sitting there quiet, they call you out
immediately.
Yeah.
immediately. They don't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of whores, Bella, how you doing? Bella.
Oh my God. You
No,
are
no, no.
funny.
Well, because we did a whole outreach with her. And because she was pretty open about the fact that she does
Be
some
right back.
stuff that could be considered hoe behavior or whore behavior. I'm not calling you a whore. I'm just saying, like, that was a good transition. Ha 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 ha. She said I'm good. See, she is a good sport. Love it. Okay. So let me just go over the topics while Soonie is doing whatever she's doing over there. So we're going to talk about Joe Smith. We already said that. Joe Smith, NBA legend, his wife. Okay. There was a video posted. She was kind of the front and center of the video. And they seemed to be in some type of altercation over the fact that he found out she was doing OnlyFans. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. I have some thoughts about it. I don't know what Soonie, we haven't really discussed our thoughts individually about this. Then we're going to talk about censorship and Steven Crowder. And I put those two things together for a reason, because he yesterday released the Nashville shooter, a couple pages from the Nashville shooters manifesto. Allegedly, it's from the Nashville shooters manifesto. Now, we are not going to show any of that here because I'm not trying to be on the censorship list. But I made actually a video yesterday on my channel talking about the policy that he got the video deleted for. And I wanted to show you the policy, Soonie, because it's pretty interesting. I wanted to know your thoughts.
Okay.
Then we're going to talk about Trump. Trump has a new educational institution that he is proposing. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's basically going to be like Trump University. That's not what it's going to be called, but it's going to be an institution that he funds or works with privately funded people. So he's painting it to be, but in reality, it's going to be funded by the government. So we're going to talk about that. Then I added this topic in here because I was talking about this with P, and I'm just like interested in college football. And these NIL deals that these college football players are getting are insane. Okay. And, I have been watching some college football, enjoying myself, big Colorado fan, and Colorado's not doing so hot.
Nope.
Yet these boys, mainly the Sanders boys, are flexing, flexing hard about the cars they're buying and the jewelry and all this other stuff. And recently they got them and I think it was it USC? They got robbed in the locker room at the Rose Bowl. Some jewelry was stolen, and Dion was calling for the folks at the Rose Bowl to step up and replace those items, which I didn't agree with. So
don't bring it there.
We'll talk about that. Then we're going to talk about Larso Pippen, because she claims to have had sex 4 times a night, every night for the past 23 years when she was married to Scotty Pippen.
Girl.
And Cardi B went after her. I have the video. Cardi B went after her.
Girl.
Wait, we got to save it because I just want to know if this is even possible. I just want to know.
We all got the same equipment. We gonna get there, but we all like, girl.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
I'm sorry, but you are gonna have hella infections, okay? Having sex 4 times a night, every night for 23 years.
And bitch, you nasty. Because every night means that you did it. Okay, can we get off this? Because I'm gonna keep talking about it. You nasty. You nasty. Ew.
Then there is another insurrection in DC. The Palestinian pro-Palestinian protesters are there, banging on the walls at the White House and graffitiing things and stuff like that. I want to kind of pair that with the Steven Crowder censorship topic, because there's a correlation there that we can
There
talk
is.
about.
I have a House bill that Republicans proposed to expel Palestinians from the U.S. I would love to know what people think about that. So we actually have an awesome show.
Yeah, we
Interesting
do.
things going on. Interesting
And then
things.
Soonie, because you love to talk about this, the Alabama mayor that unalived himself because his tranny activities online got exposed.
Yes. Did I send that to you?
No, I knew you wanted to talk about it though.
Bro. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. I'm probably gonna shock you with my take. I don't think you know how I'm gonna come at this.
Okay. I'm excited. You guys hit the like button because I don't know what is going on here that we only have 9 people watching. This is very unlike our show. Let me play the Big Booty Judy intro and see if that helps things. And then we'll come back and start on the topics.
Big booty Judy.
Where's it at?
Big booty Judy. What? Big cutie, big booty Judy. Big booty, big cutie, big booty Judy. Stop. I wanna see you move it. Yeah. Big booty Judy. Big booty Judy. Got big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy. Got big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy. Got big booty Judy. That's big booty Judy.
Dang, that dropped our viewership.
Dropped it to 5. Interesting night here. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. We're gonna have a good show either way. Oops, let me turn this heat off. It's getting a little hot in here.
Wow, that is so
feeling
crazy.
like fall and winter here in Okie. And
Is
I'm
it?
like, yeah, it's a comfortable, but it's the cold that makes your feet really cold because this house doesn't retain heat.
Do you guys observe the time change?
No,
Oh, okay.
thank gosh.
Thank gosh. You guys are lucky.
Yeah.
All right. What shall we start with? We have so many good topics.
I know.
Pick
Well,
one.
let's
Pick
get the elections out of the way.
Okay.
Do that. I'll
Okay.
pull up some live feeds. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have not been too interested in my local politics because I'm just turned off with politics. So forgive me if I'm behind on some information or I'm just off with stuff. But we got Kentucky governor race. We have a Mississippi governor race. It looks like Republicans are in the lead and looks like they're calling the state of Kentucky for a Democrat. That's kind of surprising given Kentucky's pretty
Wow.
red. Pretty red. So, and this is with 80%, 86% of the votes in. Huh.
Is it true that they were like stopping some of the vote or some of the ballot counting because they were flipping so many counties?
I have heard of some funny business
Mhm.
with the machines and like having machines breaking down or just malfunctioning. I did read a few articles, but you know how you read it and you're just like, man, here we go again.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
didn't
what I
really
did.
get into it. I will though. I'm
Okay.
gonna get more into it, but it looks like Daniel Cameron is losing at this point, and they just updated it. 87% of the votes are in, and they still have a Democrat winning the state of Kentucky. You have state legislators right now.
Wow.
It's the House of Delegates is falling in favor of Democrats. The state Senate is pretty much kind of tied. We'll see what happens with that. So these legislator seats are up for grabs. If Republicans can flip the Senate, they will control the governor's office and the state legislator. And this is for the state of Virginia. Pennsylvania Supreme Court here. It looks like a Democrat is leading. Not surprised there because this is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania
Yeah.
is a liberal shithole. I lived there for like 10, 11 years, born and raised, would never move back.
But
Never.
even still, dude, these people are still voting Democrat. Come on.
Yes, they are.
Ugh.
I don't know. I don't think people really care at this point. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they care.
You think people are like giving up? Like they're just like, whatever, my vote doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
to
do.
Trump, by the way.
I will say a lot of it is Trump's fault for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
Colorado looks to be red. Actually, no, they reelected a Democrat as
Wait,
governor.
go back.
Actually, what the heck?
What is that?
I don't know. Hold on, let me refresh this. Maybe it's my vision. Sorry. Okay, Colorado election results. Making changes. Oh, this is a proposition that they voted on. Making changes to property taxes and revenue limits.
Mm-hmm.
See full race results. Looks like Ohio is voting on legalizing marijuana. All right, so they're voting on just changes to their states, property taxes and revenue limits. They're voting no. Do you agree with property taxes?
So in Texas, where I live, the property taxes are kind of screwed up because part of our property taxes include money that we pay to the El Paso school district. And we are 12 hours from El Paso. And El Paso is loaded with illegals because it's right on the border of Mexico. And yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, why should people in Dallas 12 hours away from El Paso have to pay taxes for a school district that we don't even belong to?
Okay.
So yeah, there's lots of stuff like that in property taxes. So I don't know.
The state of Ohio has decided to make the right to an abortion a protected right by the state's constitution. And they won this pretty much in a landslide. But of course, look at this. The majority of this state here is red, but these big metro areas is what screws it all up. So
yeah,
it's a protected right in the state of Ohio. Move out of Ohio if you don't agree with this.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. These are some really depressing
What we
results.
got going on in
look at
Texas?
Let's look at Texas.
Texas probably fucking up.
Texas is voting for mayor. Sheila Lee, you know, the ratchet Democrat. She's running for mayor there. You got John Whitmer, Gilbert Garcia. So this is for the Houston mayor. There are only 31% of the votes in. It looks like John Whitmer is in the lead, followed by Sheila Jackson Lee, who is at 36% of the vote.
Only 36%. It's
Only
almost
36%.
What the hell's going on, Texas? Damn. It's almost 8:30. What time do the polls close? Let me see that. Hold on 1 second, guys. What is she on? She is on New York Times. New York Times election results. You guys keep smashing that like button. I don't know what's going on. We usually have a lot more people in here. Okay, let me go back to Texas where she's at. Oh, I don't have a subscription, so I can't continue. See, this is some bull. Can I see it? Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Nope. Okay. Election results 2023. Let me see if I can get them on another. Let me just look at my Texas results since I can't see all the other ones. Oh, my Lord. No. I can't get on there. Why did they make it so hard, though?
Sorry.
County results. Damn, girl, you just up and left me. I was like,
Sorry,
I can't get on.
Like
I can't even get on to New York Times. I don't have a subscription.
Mitigate the risk. I'm sorry, what?
I said I can't even get onto New York Times. I don't have a subscription.
Oh, I paid for a subscription.
Dang.
I pay for that and the Washington Examiner because they have a lot of polls on there. So that's our brief covering of the election.
Go back to, I ain't trying to see Houston. Go back to the Texas.
That's what's going on in Texas right now.
But you just showed me Houston.
Because that's all that's going on.
That's all that's going on?
Mayor, tax exemptions, increased homestead tax exemptions. Majority of the state is for it. These are some propositions. Establish a right to farm, garden, and ranch in the state constitution. Authorize a property tax exemption for child-caring businesses. Prohibit state lawmakers from imposing a wealth tax. This is a special election for the 2nd district. Looks like all Republicans running, and 95% of the votes are in, with Brent Money being the winner.
Okay, well, I
That's
guess this topic is boring people. we're losing them like flies. Okay, let's move on to this Alabama mayor guy.
Sure.
Let's move on to that. I'm gonna read a little bit about this so that in case people don't know what we're gonna talk about here, I'm gonna read the article. So Alabama mayor ended his life after a website showed pictures of him cross-dressing. This is the guy right here. And it says, Bubba.
Dang, bro.
Bubba Copeland wore many hats, obviously, in the small city of Smith Station in East Alabama. He was the mayor, a pastor, and the owner of a local grocery store. He was also a husband and father. Apparently, he was very well liked in the community. Okay. But in the days before Copeland took his life, the 49-year-old, this guy looks much older than 49, but dang, okay, was revealed to have another identity, this time of a man who liked to dress up as a woman and write erotic fiction. On Wednesday, a website affiliated with the conservative Alabama Policy Institute wrote that Copeland used a string of social media accounts under a pseudonym. The outlet also included several photos of Copeland in women's clothing and makeup that the site said were posted under the accounts. 2 days later, Copeland killed himself. A funeral service was scheduled for Thursday. Okay. Do we have a picture? Because I wanted you guys to see. So basically, he was going to be outed. Now, do you know how they found out about this?
I don't. I have no clue.
Let me see if I have a picture saved.
I have a video here, though, if you want to play it.
Oh, here it is. Look at this.
So this is him.
Yeah.
So.
Yikes.
I'm going to have compassion, which is why I said I think you're going to be shocked with what I'm going to say.
Okay. I'm all ears. I am all ears.
There was this page called it was DL something, and it was a Facebook page that you had to pay to be a part of. And there was somebody that I knew as a kid who was posted in there, and I was like, no way. And this is pretty much men who are gay, but not openly gay, because obviously they feel shame for it, doing things behind closed doors and then getting exposed for it. So there was this dude that I knew, and I was on the website, and I was just like, Facebook page, I'm sorry, like, whoa, this is so bad, and all of his peers are seeing this. Everybody's seeing this disgusting act that you're doing. And he has now lost his mind. He's not the same person he used to be. So a part of me is just like, you're wrong with what you're doing. It's disgusting. We both know it's disgusting. But I think it's screwed up for people to expose something that someone bears so much shame for, to the point where they don't want to live anymore. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right what they're doing, but you're doing it in the privacy of your home. That's different. Now, if somebody were to come out and say, this dude is cross-dressing, instantly I'm gonna be like, all right, get him out of office. We don't even need
Mhm.
him to be in office. But to leak it when you probably know this dude is already going through something mentally, this is what I'm saying. In a world that pushes positive affirmations for these people, come
Mhm.
out, be yourself.
Mhm.
You also have the other side of it that's very sinister, right? Where
Yeah.
they're just going to shame you and put you out there for everybody to make a spectacle of you. This is why I believe we should not accept it across the board. Because when you have a group of people accepting it, these people feel safe. He felt safe doing it in private. He obviously shared these pictures with other people.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you're also affirming this thing. So is it right or is it wrong? Clearly, it's wrong to me.
Yeah,
But
and
the way society is doing this is like, oh my God, this guy got cross. Like, you guys agree with cross dressing, Republicans and Democrats at this point.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
put him out for what?
Well, and I'm gonna push back on you because one time you said bring public shaming back.
I do agree with that.
So I mean, this would be considered public shaming. Do you think that you have this opinion because it was some like you had an experience
Yeah,
with somebody you knew, so now it
for
like hits a little
sure.
bit different because you're like, "Oh,
For
I know
sure.
this dude's family."
For sure. I
Mhm.
listen, I'm not disagreeing with the shaming. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
But I also know that this I think I'm coming from this point. This dude was struggling with something.
Mhm.
He was clearly struggling with something and he was trying to remedy it. Hence the reason you're hiding it. Because you if you're proud of something, you don't hide it. You feel a sense of shame when you keep it to yourself. You don't want people to know. So there's an
Right.
obvious battle. And I can tell he was going through an obvious battle. And I
Mhm.
also saw him grow up with nothing but his mother and his grandma. Like that's
Mhm.
all he was around. I never saw his father.
Mhm.
So knowing that, knowing this person is struggling, that on top of that, you just I have a heart for that.
Yeah. You
And
know,
it is
so
anecdotal. So I'm a little
well,
biased on
yeah.
this, I'll admit it.
See? Anecdotal. See what I mean? Okay. This is why I am so anecdotal because everything changes when you hear somebody's story, right? It
Mhm,
doesn't mean that you agree with what they're doing,
mhm.
but it allows you to understand how they got there, you
Yeah.
know? It's kinda like when we interviewed Abel, right? I remember you were kind of like, "I don't know about this guy Abel because he was a former transgendered, he was
Mhm,
detransitioned," but because, like, that whole topic to you is just an uncomfortable thing, but then, like,
mhm.
we got him on the show and we talked to him, and you recently were, like, thinking of Abel just, for no reason at
Yeah.
all, just, kind of thinking about his story. And even Candace Owens did an interview just recently with another transition or
Mhm.
tranny that I thought was a really good interview as well. And to
Yeah.
hear her story was interesting to me, or his
Yeah.
story was interesting to me. Um, I think that's the case with most of these mentally ill people or people like criminals, right? Not just trannies, people who
Yeah.
commit crime, because I don't believe that let me put this a different way. I choose to not believe that people don't come out of the womb most of the time wanting to do bad. It is their experiences that mold them into that.
Mhm.
If they don't have the support, you know,
I'll agree with that.
however that turns out. But that's interesting to hear you say that.
I
It
just
really is.
see, I have I'm biased because I have parameters.
Yeah.
If I know you are actively trying to change something and this is a real struggle for you, I'm
Yeah.
gonna advocate for you just because I know you wanna change and I know you don't wanna be this way.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily shame that person. I shame the people who are loud and proud and don't care.
Mhm.
They don't care about shoving it down your throat. They don't care. And for the people who, number one, do it in hiding, know it's wrong, but continue doing it, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know this guy, but the story is so reminiscent to my personal experience. It's like, dang, what if he was like struggling with some stuff? Like you went to
Yeah.
kill yourself. Like at this point, you killed yourself. That's that's not nothing small, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's eternal damnation. You're done. You killed yourself because
Yeah.
you couldn't cope with what you were doing behind the scenes. To me, that just indicates someone who's struggling. You're
Mhm.
struggling clearly.
Mhm.
And the world didn't help you. we affirmed your mental illness and then put it on a spectacle for the world to see and said, aha, look at you. I think that's a fucked up hand to give people. I think that's screwed up.
Yeah. Well, let's listen. ABL did a good report on this. Let's listen to the news report so we can get a little bit more insight into this.
Leaders in Alabama are responding to allegations against a Phoenix City pastor and local mayor after photos appeared online showing him dressed in women's clothing.
The Baptist organization's response.
Can you pause real quick? I'm about to erase everything I just said. Did I just hear he was a pastor?
Yes, that's what I said. He was a pastor in a Baptist church. Remember what you said about Baptist churches?
No, then I'll take everything back that I said.
That's why I was really surprised about what you said, because I was like, he's a pastor.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
A mayor, and he owned a grocery store. Y'all thought Soonie had a heart, and she yanked it back.
You know the word. Oh no. Especially when you know the word and you read it. And you are a pastor? That means you are in leadership of other people. I thought this was just some dude who was running for something. I take that back. Everything I just said, it applies to the people who are struggling. Now, don't get me wrong with that. To the people who are struggling, I'm glad you're struggling, and I hope you reach out for help. But for this fool, you sent yourself to hell. I don't even care about you now.
Listen, I'm gonna clip this and put like one of those like sound effects on your shit, because you backtrack on that shit so quick. Okay, I have a question for you, but let's finish listening to this so you can get even more information.
2 days after 1819news.com, an online media organization, published the story along with several photos. News 9's East Alabama reporter Justin Brown following the story for us. He spoke with the reporter who wrote that original story.
Now, obviously, this story that you're watching right now was before the man deleted himself, but it was after he got quote unquote exposed. After what he was doing pretty publicly was just made known to the general public who wouldn't be privy to the information. Like your average person is not going to be trying to find stuff like that on Reddit or on Instagram. Okay, so let's keep on going.
And Justin, of course, we want to hear from that reporter. But first, what's the reaction so far in Smith Station?
All right.
Yeah, Jason and Barbara, I went to Smith Station tonight to try to speak to some of the members of the community, and a lot of the people have told me they've seen the content, but they did not want to go on camera to share their opinion. The folks in the small city are remaining tight-lipped tonight. This is one of the many pictures posted online by Pastor Bubba Copeland, who is also the mayor of Smith Station.
So you heard what the reporter said right here.
What?
He was doing this online?
Yes, girl. That's so it looks like he got exposed on a Reddit thread, is what I'm understanding. See, so that's why, like, when you said he's struggling privately, I'm like, no, he ain't struggling too privately.
He went to hell. He went to hell.
I think he had an OnlyFans.
He went to hell.
Okay, let's keep watching.
The pastor posted this picture of himself online. So it's not like the reporter hacked him or did anything nefarious. It's like you.
So this was that reporter was reporting prior to him offing himself. He was reporting once the news broke about him.
Posting this stuff online, all I'm doing is just putting it in a news report. That's like if I say something on YouTube and I put it out to the public, and then somebody does a story and uses my own video. I posted it. It didn't steal it from me. They just found it and used it.
Dressed in ladies' clothing, and the article also includes pictures of him wearing women's underwear. Copeland reportedly posted the pictures on social media sites, Instagram and Reddit. AlabamaBaptist.org released the following statement. Quote, "We have become aware of the alleged unbiblical behavior related to the pastor of the First Baptist Church of Phoenix City. We are praying for the leaders of the church family as they seek to determine the truth concerning these accusations," unquote. The pictures came to light when an article was posted by 1819.com. Reporter Craig Munger spoke to me via Zoom, explaining how the conversation between he and the mayor went. He says all quotes in his article are true, with the full recorded conversation as proof.
I can tell you this. For exactly reasons such as this, and because I live in the great state of Alabama, I record all of my phone conversations that I have for like I said, reasons just such as this.
Reverend and Mayor Copeland addressed the matter earlier in the week in the Wednesday night church service at First Baptist Church of Phoenix City, saying he is the object of an internet attack.
Yes, I have taken pictures of my wife in the privacy of our home in an attempt of humor, because I know I'm
in an attempt of humor.
That was not humor, sir. And you sitting up in the pulpit lying. He went to hell. In hell, he is raising his eyes.
I apologize for any embarrassment caused by my private and personal life that has come publicly. This will not cause my life to change. This will not waver my devotion to my family, serving my church.
Listen.
Shout out to ABL, by the way. This is where we're watching this video from. ABL, Anthony Brian Logan. Love his stuff.
Let's call Soonie out. This is what happens when you read little bits of information. Because I literally we were just sending stories. Okay. I didn't go back to read the story. Usually I'll go back and read or listen to the video. I just didn't do it today because I didn't feel like doing it. And you just caught me lacking. I let my feelings dictate an opinion.
Yeah.
And this man sat in the pulpit and said, "Oh, it's just me and my wife dressing up for fun." What? You are a closeted homo. You were a coward because you didn't just come out and say what it was. You maintained your leadership role in the church, leading people straight to hell, where you probably ended up because you didn't repent. You killed yourself because you did some crazy shit and you posted it on the internet of yourself.
And I think
thought somebody leaked his pictures.
I think that him going up onto the pulpit should have been him stepping down from his role as pastor, not just apologizing, but saying, "Hey, I need to step down. I need to focus on getting some help."
Me right.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't.
First of all, I need to go. Where is this at? Station City. Did you see those gas prices? $1 something. Did you see the cost of a ribeye? $8.99. Lord have mercy. If that mayor had anything to do with that, I'm gonna miss you, mayor. I'm gonna be like, dang. I hope the other guy that's coming behind you. I may have put up with the tranny stuff for prices like that.
See, now this just proves what you said earlier. He said I may have put up with the I'm gonna skip right past you saying that. I told y'all it'd be these Southern Baptist pastors.
Yeah, you said that last week.
Yo, most of them are homosexual.
Let's finish listening to this real quick.
PM has reached out to Copeland many times today via phone calls and text messages, and we have not heard back. Now, we're also going to keep you updated on this story and release more information as it becomes available.
All right, that was the end of it. So, yeah, there you go.
Nasty bastard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your wife probably didn't know you was doing that nasty stuff. You sitting there putting up on her clothes.
And
what woman laughs at that?
And I'll tell you what, like, for him to say me and my wife this was stuff that we were doing in the privacy of our home. She hasn't said anything. She hasn't made any statements. I mean, rightly so. Like, but to involve her in your delusion, instead of just saying like, I was doing this. Yes, this is some, weird thing that I had going on. I'm not going to involve my wife in it. That's kind of dumb. That's kind of shady to me. That being said, I know we all fall short. Even pastors fall short. I get it. Right. But I'm really curious because he gave this apology statement and then a couple days later, deleted himself. What was the thing that caused him to make that decision? My wife, maybe his wife was like, "No, you didn't go up on that pulpit and say that it was me and you doing this."
Probably the amount of shame and having to take accountability for that and having to face people with that. And you already, I'm like, you're a pastor and you got caught lacking. He probably understood I'm never going to live this moment down. People are going to remember this for the rest of their lives about me. And I can't cope. So I quit, which is weak. You're weak. You took those pictures and posted them knowing it could potentially come out, and you did it anyway. That means that you have zero ability to control your impulses. You have zero impulse control. So you did the world a service. Next.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Soonie Blanks is back. We thought she had turned a new leaf. We were wrong.
I tried.
I was like, you are going to defend this? I was like, wow.
I didn't know he was a pastor, and I didn't know he posted it. That wasn't clear in what I've read. Like I said, I briefly read it. That's my fault. What's up,
See
Julius?
what happens, y'all. See what happens when you don't.
Yeah, call
It
myself
happens.
out.
It happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. All right. What's next? Let's talk about something sexual. Larso Pippen. Pimpin.
Oh,
Larso
God.
Pippen. Okay.
Larsa B. Pimpin.
Larsa B. Pippen. Okay, I'm gonna show a picture of Larsa and her husband Scotty, in case y'all don't know who they are. Larsa has since divorced Scotty, or vice versa. They have kids together, but here they are back when they were married. She is now dating the son of Michael Jordan. What's his name? The guy?
I don't know. I don't know his son's name.
Michael Jordan's son. Michael Jordan's son. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Okay. So she is also on the Real Housewives of Miami, and she's been on Basketball Wives. Okay. So she fits all the criteria of that type of girl. Julia said, sex you what? Sexual. Sexual. Okay. So Larsa Pippen reveals she used to have sex 4 times a night during her 20-year marriage to ex Scotty Pippen, and confirms she'll take the last name of Michael Jordan's son if they wed. First of all, Michael Jordan's son, why would you wife up a woman that would even talk about this? She's such trash, okay? Because she's such trash. Like, you're like, well, and Michael Jordan's no saint himself, okay? He's been known to be a womanizer also, but I digress on that. Okay. So they were married for 20 years. But they dated prior to that. So she said, I've always had sex 4 times a night. She's 48 years old. Every night for 23 years, she had sex every night. Now, okay, I can kind of understand you wake up in the morning, have a little sex. Maybe you have a little sex in the afternoon, a quickie somewhere. Like, that's not like a full-on sexual escapade. And then at nighttime, I could understand splitting it across a 24-hour period, but she did it 4 times a night, which means it was like one after the other. Okay. Which is crazy. They had 1, 2, 3 kids together, which I'm surprised. If you're having 4 sex 4 times a night, that's pretty incredible to only have 4 kids, because the odds of you having more kids, definitely the situation presented itself there. But she revealed it. So this is her now. Like, her face hardly moves. It's so pumped up with all kinds of things to make her look younger than she is. Her boobs are just like exploding. She's just as fake as can be. She was on Bravo with Andy Cohen, and I didn't know she was Syrian. Anyways, she was married to 57-year-old Scotty Pippen. And met him. Let me see. Hold on. What does it say? I'm trying to get to the total number of times that they had sex, because they did reveal that.
How did she know how many times?
It was kind of hilarious. Maybe. Well, Andy Cohen did the math. So 4 times a night times 23 years, whatever that comes out to. Hey Siri, what is 4 times 23? No, that can't be. Is that right? That
What
can't
is
be.
it?
92.
4 times 23.
Oh, wait. I did the math wrong. 23 years, 4 times a night. So there's 365 days a year. Hey
Times
Siri,
24.
what is 4 times 365? Okay.
You have to first figure out
Hey Siri, shut up.
Okay.
Hey Siri, what's 1460 times 23? Wait, hey Siri, what's 1460 times 23? 580. Just in the 23-year marriage, she had sex 33,000 times. What? Like my Julia, shut up.
I tried to help. She told me to shut up. I don't even know if that math is
Listen.
right. I wouldn't rely on that math.
Okay, somebody check my math. Okay. Y'all are a bunch of haters. Anyways, dude, my vagina can't even contemplate that. 33,000 times. And that's just in the 23 years she was married to him. That's not adding on all the sex she had with all the dudes after Scotty. Whoa. Dude, Larsa, I hope in
She's
all that
lying.
work you got done that you got your thing tightened up, because it can't be good. It can't be good. You think so?
We have the same equipment.
Man.
There's no way. No way.
I'm trying to find Cardi B's commentary about
That means that his shit was numb to be doing that many times a night. You felt nothing.
You think? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to play this for you guys so you guys can hear.
I don't know. How can someone else comment on how many times I have sex, you guys? Like, she wasn't in bed with us, so I don't know. And I don't know. I kind of felt like that was comical. And it's funny because I called Alexi.
Okay, here's what Cardi B said.
You're practically telling the world that your man on drugs.
Exactly.
Your nigga's on drugs. Your man's is on drugs. Because ain't no way. Now, let me tell you something. I understand that you have sex like 3 times a day. Not every day, though, but like 3 times a day.
Thank you.
You wake up in the morning and you're a little horny, so you might have a little sex. Then, like, like the lust continues, so you might have a quickie in the afternoon. And then, like, at night, like, you in the bed, y'all both bored and you have sex again. So that's like, at least 3 times a day. But that's not every day. Like, it's either... if your man want to have sex with you 4 or 5 times a day, like y'all be talking about, like, oh, I have sex with my man 4 or 5 times a day, like, and we do that every single day, like, it's like, girl, your man's is on perks. Your man's is on perks, or your man is trying to convince himself that he likes pussy. Your man is trying to love your pussy, because ain't no fucking way. That is not a flex. Go stitch your pussy up. Let me tell you something. Pussy up.
Thank you, Cardi.
Your man is sick. Your man is
Thank
sick.
you. I just said it. If he off them perks, that means he numb, because ain't no way. She's lying. And I agree with Cardi. Why is this a flex for women? I just had a whole discussion about women embracing their whoredom and labeling it this sexually freeing experience. Bitch, you are lying.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? If Cardi B, the nastiest, disgusting, most vile girl, who raps about all of her sexual escapades, is saying, ew, come on.
Yeah. I don't understand the brag about that. I don't understand. I mean, granted, it's impressive. Okay. I'm impressed that you were able to walk. I'm impressed that you didn't die of like, what is it, like vaginitis or whatever happens like when you have too much activity down there, because your pH levels and all that stuff
goes off balance.
Listen, it happens to the best of us. Okay. Our vaginas are very sensitive. Anything happening down there, whether it's sex, whether it's a period, whether it's anything. Okay. They're very, very touchy
And
things.
you can feel the change because it's very uncomfortable for you.
It is. You can feel it. Sometimes you can smell it. Okay. Sometimes you can smell it. You know, dude. You know, like when you're just like, dude, something ain't right because I just got out of the shower and it doesn't. It's not.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not.
Exactly.
And it's not because you're dirty. It's because you have an infection from too much bacteria.
And then you're supposed to self-check. Like that's what
Yeah.
we're supposed to do as women. You're supposed to feel around here, supposed to be checking down there. If you ain't checking, if you ain't sniffing, if you can't smell yourself, then
Yeah.
maybe you just like you're used to how loud you are.
Yeah.
Because ain't no way you did that many times and you walking around like you are now.
And
with
I
no
think that's why
stench.
Cardi said your man is sick, because that basically tells me that Scotty didn't care what it smelled like. Okay. Because, dude, I'm sorry. It did not. I guarantee you, I can tell you without even being in the room that it probably, after one night of 4 times, the next day, her shit was
Mhm.
stank. I
It was stank.
guarantee you. Yes.
Yes.
Unless
Did,
she's
like,
like
did-
get up and like
I was
clean
just about to say that. Did you get up and take a shower or did you take your tail to sleep? Because if you woke up and redid that again, ew.
4
Ew.
times every night. That's crazy. Okay, so P says, wait, there's no way because he was on the road playing basketball. She said she flew everywhere he went.
What about their children? What
They
happened
were
with
there.
the kid?
She said we had private planes, so we either all went as a family or
She's lying.
dude,
How
there
did,
is
how did these kids graduate high school or even have normal lives if this is all you were doing is traveling so he can fuck you 4 times a night?
dude, Scotty, I need to hear your side of the story because I need to know how this was possible. Because this is the other thing P said. P said in the athlete world that athletes don't typically have sex before a game. Like, because that it's like
It
considered
depletes
bad
them of their energy.
of like their pent-up energy. So like
Yes.
typically they don't have sex. So yeah, like explain to me how you were making this work. Because he would get off from a game at I don't know what time of night. Then you had to have sex 4 times. Then
And he
get up
wasn't
and
tired after a championship playoff game. Like, girl,
dude, his dick was dirty. I know his dick was dirty. Dirty Dick Pippen.
she should have just kept this to herself. Nobody needed to hear that because no woman is gonna go out and replicate that. I'm sorry.
Marcus Jordan, if you hear me, run.
What it smell like? Just let us know. Blink 3 times if you need the cavalry to come in and save you.
If you need me and Soonie to gather up some funds to send some Vagisil your way, okay, some Monistat, because I know your girl.
Y'all better have that on stock in the bathroom.
Man. Then she said they made some crack about, dang, is Marcus going to be able to keep up with that? And she's like, well, he wears a size 15 shoe.
And she's 40. You're 48 talking like you're 19. That's something you do when
Seriously.
you're like 19, 20.
Exactly.
You
Talk
don't
about
do
your
that
man's
as-
size. And
you don't do
P.S.
that.
a big thing doesn't equal great sex. I don't know why girls brag about that. Like, it's obviously you don't want something tiny, okay, but bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. Gigantic. Soonie, shut up. See, you,
I didn't say nothing.
You see Soonie over there. She said she pursed her lips.
Bro.
Tell me y'all
didn't
didn't
say
see her purse her
nothing.
lips.
Nobody saw me do anything. I'm responding. So when I
No.
do that again in this conversation,
No, because you usually got a lot to say, okay? And you were like real quiet.
I'm not
right now.
19 and 20. I'm not going. Nobody needs to know what's going on over here.
No, I'm not saying we need to know. I'm just saying
Mm-mm.
you said the quiet part with your eyes.
Did I say the quiet part with my eyes, or is she
Mm-hmm.
just is she thinking I did? Y'all put it in chat and let us know.
What do y'all
Laura,
think?
what's her name? Larissa.
Larsa.
Okay, Larsa. I'm just gonna say, replay Cardi B's response and sit down, have several seats, and don't ever disrespect the child of your father. I mean, the father of your children on a public setting where these boys can listen to you talk about how often you screwed their dad. Like, please,
Nasty.
can you just like have some sort of decorum for your children?
Or for
Please.
yourself.
They
We don't
clearly
need to
don't
know.
care. She don't care about herself. So
We
we're
don't
not
need to
even
know,
going to
girl.
ask her to do that. Can you care about your sons?
Right.
Please?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm still tripping over 4 times a night. Like, I'm wondering how that.
Ew.
What up, Christine? Dude, I'm still wondering how
Nasty.
that can even get done.
I don't even know. That doesn't even sound appealing.
Hmm.
I'm good.
It would kind of take the excitement out of it. 4 times a night.
It's like clockwork. It's like we're doing it on schedule.
Right.
Ew.
For real.
She's nasty. Since we're on the topic of
Nasty
sex,
women.
nasty women, disgusting women, a Montgomery teacher was charged for engaging in sexual acts with the middle school student. The student has since graduated. This entire event took place in 2015. She was accused of sexually abusing a 14-year-old boy. This investigation started after the man decided to come forward with the allegations of sexual abuse that happened in 2015. He says he engaged in sexual acts with the 31 years old teacher, Melissa Marie Curtis, while he was a student at the middle school. The alleged abuse happened inside of the school. Where were teachers? Where was the principal? Where were the custodians? How did this go down?
Hmm.
This is crazy.
Why is he bringing this up now?
I'm not
Did he
sure.
say? Did he say?
No. I mean, I can continue reading.
Yeah, I want to know. I mean, just to say, historically, men don't typically
come forward
about sexual abuse because it's like a bigger shame thing for them.
Yeah.
So
I have no clue, man. So this happened between January and May of 2015 while the victim was 14 years old. I'm sorry, and she was 22, according to police documents. She also provided the victim with alcohol and marijuana, in that she had said sexual intercourse with him more than 20 times when he was in the 8th grade. Does not say why he decided to come forward. It just says that he came forward and decided to let the school know what was going on.
So this is like that. You remember that Mary Kay Letourneau? I mean, that was like a whole Lifetime movie. That teacher, Billy Falal, the guy that was like, they had kids together. They got married eventually.
Didn't she die?
No, she went to jail. Did she die? She had cancer. I know she had cancer.
Pretty sure she died.
Let me see.
I thought she died. If maybe it's not. Maybe when I think about the same.
No, I think you might be right. I love how Wikipedia, an American sex offender. Oh, she did die. You're right, Soonie.
Yeah.
She had colon cancer. She died of colon cancer.
Colon cancer. How fitting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I think that whole relationship is disgusting. I don't understand why anybody socially started to accept it and say, well, he's grown now. She groomed that boy.
Yeah. So this was them when they got married, when he was like in his 20s. And then they actually got married and then they got a divorce. This was them. The Lifetime movie is fascinating.
I didn't know they had a Lifetime movie. I'm going to watch that.
Oh yeah, dude. It's crazy.
I never knew that. That's interesting.
It is crazy. Like he was like fighting for their relationship. Like he really loved her. In fact, like even as they interviewed him on Barbara Walters, he loved her. He really, really loved her.
Well,
Yeah.
she's a nasty batch too. I wanted to talk about it because we don't really hear of women doing these things. And this is another I can almost guarantee you she gave herself some sort of excuse as to why it was okay to do what she was doing.
Mhm.
And I believe women prey on young people because it makes them feel young again.
Mhm.
They do.
Yeah.
And there a lot of women are very stunted in their growth. They don't. I'm 22. It's not that bad. I'm just 22. Like, this dude's in 8th grade. You're
Yeah.
disgusting. If this were a man, he would be plastered all over the news as a predator.
Yeah.
And she's got this sweet picture of herself here smiling. It's like, just look at how they showcase these people.
And I was gonna say that's the other thing, right? Like when it's the other way around, when it's a guy, it's always like some creepy looking dude, right? Whenever it's a teacher student situation, it's always some girl that looks like that.
Mhm.
I mean, to the point where, you know, my dad one time joked, he's like, man, how come these teachers didn't exist when I was a kid? Like, we had like 80-year-old teachers. We didn't have these like 20-year-old teachers. You know what I mean? But
Good.
yeah, these young girls, man, that is sick. Like, I'm thinking in my head, 8th grade, like you're just barely starting puberty in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, guys don't really like hit a growth spurt until I would say sophomore, junior year of high school.
Gross, man.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Disgusting. I hope she receives life in jail. And
Yeah.
the truth comes out about what happened. I hope.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's keep on the topic of these slutty women and let's talk about Joe Smith and his wife. Since we have a theme going here. I have a video. So this is Joe Smith's wife. And Joe Smith and his wife, sorry. He's an NBA, a former NBA player. Never heard of him.
Body count.
She's now doing the rounds, by the way, on social
That's what
media.
she wanted.
So right now the lines.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold on. I gotta find the video. The original
It's on my
video.
page. I'm gonna find it.
Oh wait, here it is.
First question is,
Nope, that's another interview she did. See, she's so happy to be doing interviews.
Fake crying.
Where did it go?
Did
You got it
just
on
say
your
it?
page?
Yeah, it's on my page.
You want me to go to your page?
Sure. Can if you want. Don't forget to come and pick up your.
Here it is.
This shit is stupid, yo. I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it that you could have.
First of all, who is he talking to? Is he making a video?
To him, he talking to her. He didn't know she was recording.
But even
He
if he's
probably-
talking to her, why is he not looking at her?
Listen, this man is a simp. He trying to count to 10 himself from not uppercutting this bitch for embarrassing him. He like, you know what? Listen, just play the video. You're gonna hear what they say.
I heard it.
Before you did it, that's bullshit, yo.
Yo, but he contemplating his life, bro. He's like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, wait, no. Calm, but you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
Recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look. So I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course, I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
Your partner, you're supposed to come to me and talk to
Joe,
me.
I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no
You knew
solution.
who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
Before,
we
yeah,
met,
before,
yeah, I
and
knew
I
that.
thought that I would never have to go
Man,
back
get
to
out of
anything
here.
like
I knew
this
that
again.
before.
Do you know who she was?
She was a thottie. She was already
She was-
doing stuff like this. She was a porn
She
star.
was a porn star. Yeah, she was a porn star.
Yeah, but not,
Unfortunately,
no.
that's not the case
Because after
right
that,
now.
after that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it
Everything.
hasn't.
No, it had to. I had
Obviously,
to do
it
something.
hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off.
OnlyFans be breaking me off.
Once again, how old are you?
You know,
How old are you, dude?
I have a theory that this is staged.
And maybe on her part.
I think they're both in on it.
I don't deny. I'm not gonna say that's impossible. I can see it.
I think I only think so because I see. Even Julia said people were saying it was staged. See, the only reason why I think that, unless this guy truly is just a real simp, but why would you allow this as soon as you notice that she's on her phone and she's live with this? You know, why would you
continue?
Be like, I'm not going to have this conversation with you on live. Like, you need to get off and we need to have this conversation.
Yeah.
But now she's making the media rounds.
Body
Let's see what
count
she's
seems
saying.
to be the
No, my
topic.
body count is very low. Sorry.
Did you
I
count
don't
it?
consider, okay, my personal, I just talked to Joe about that about a little while ago when we were arguing. I was like, my personal body count is low. I don't consider work. It
You
don't
drunk
matter.
as fuck.
That's the same thing. Little
Trash.
bodies don't count. No.
So you count the other bodies and then you count the two. It's two different bodies for one for Kiss.
No.
And the other one for you.
Keisha, me, the woman, you know what I'm saying? Like her body count is low.
Okay, but the porn star.
But the porn star, you know,
she's outside.
Yeah, she outside.
Wait, what? Okay, so Keisha has a different body count from the porn star.
Yes, because she's got multiple personalities. The bitch is crazy.
She's crazy. She's crazy. And Joe, clearly you crazy too, because while you're still having conversations with this woman, you should have been gone. Okay, I would have been out. There would be no conversation. So clearly they're still dealing with each other.
Okay.
Only problem with that is they're two different names, but the same body.
It don't matter. It's two different personas.
Okay.
So
you know, you cannot like that whole industry is a big mental thing, you know, and you have to separate yourself from that.
Body counts.
And so right now the lines are blurred for me. It's kind of fucked up, you know, but
But
it's
like,
all good.
but how does it? Because we see you
Now
getting.
she crying.
Right.
It's kind of
So
sad.
How does it really make you feel? Are you upset that the backlash you're getting, or because you seem pretty like free and you don't mind what people see, so you mind what people say?
I've honestly never given a, you know, about what anyone says or thought. I would never have done that in the first place. You know, I do feel bad about how it's affected my relationship.
No, you don't.
I'm not mad about the pocket.
We are the
See?
Trash.
You're not mad about nothing. You're just upset. Women do this. They talk themselves into this delusional thinking of, I am doing what a man does. I am freely expressing myself. I'm having fun. I'm doing all these things until the same men that you want to be like look at you and they're like, bro, ew. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be a woman. And you feel shame. That's why you're sitting up there drunk, crying, talking about your two different personas. It's the same vagina, girl. That ain't going nowhere. That ain't attached to someone else. It's attached to you.
And you know, I'm gonna take a page out of your pity book that you had earlier for a split second, because to me, like when she started talking about how it's two different personas and she has to like split it up in her mind, and then you could see that she clearly got emotional. That reminds me of victims of sexual abuse. They talk about how they have to like go somewhere else in their mind during the sexual abuse. And it's pretty sad. I guarantee you, if you ask this woman her story, she's probably been sexually abused. She probably has. Yeah, because she doesn't think about sex the way normal people think about sex. She doesn't think about her body the way normal people think about their body.
This is kind of the conversation we had last time where we said depression is a man-made up concept. It's just people not getting over their traumas. I think that rings true here too. Some people don't get over that trauma.
Yeah.
Some people decide to act it out in other ways. But either way you do it, you're ashamed. And instead of just being like, bro, I went through this. I really don't know why I'm acting out like this, but this is what happened.
Yeah.
Be transparent, but don't get up there and be proud. Now it's 2 different personalities and then break out in tears and say, I feel bad because of how it's affected my relationship, but the coin
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, that's
You're double
crazy.
speaking. You're double speaking. I can't have sympathy for you when you just said that. It would be
Yeah.
different if she was up there talking and being transparent, but you're up there boasting at this point
Mhm.
about how much money you get for objectifying yourself and disrespecting not only your marriage, but your husband. Hopefully they don't have
Mhm.
children.
They
'Cause
do.
and you disrespected your kids, bro. Because now
Yeah.
their kids got to walk around probably with their peers, depending on how old they are. Even as an adult, bro, people still talk shit.
Yeah.
Let somebody find out your mama, your daddy doing some weird stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're gonna get sensitive about it. It's gonna bother you.
Right. Oh, all your friends about to donate or, sign up for her OnlyFans to see what's up. I guarantee you.
And
I
they gonna talk
guarantee
about it
you.
amongst themselves. Like, bro, you see.
But
Yo.
this is why I say that it was staged because see, this is the era of Will and Jada. This is the era of Will and Jada. Will and Jada, and I'm not saying their situation was staged, but they clearly worked together to create this huge marketing campaign leading up to her book. Right? They knew exactly what they were doing. Books take a long time to write and put together. They knew exactly what they were doing
I see what you're saying.
when they put out that Red Table episode, when they were putting out, when these memes were, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't create these memes, okay, of Will crying, because now he's laughing about the memes, he's like, I wasn't crying. He was like, we filmed that super late. And they even showed like footage. They were like, he talks about it in the book. He's like, they showed footage, or we talked about refilming that episode because it was so late when we filmed it that my eyes were like bloodshot. And he said to Jada, I'm going to look like I'm crying. And she said, no, we're going to put that out.
See?
Yeah.
Just like
They
what
know
happened
they're
with
doing.
me. Soonie's crying. No, I'm tired.
No, girl, you had you're like,
Tears run from my eyes when I'm tired, bro.
man, I'm about to cut that clip and be like, Mo made Soonie cry. No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't do you like that. But yeah, I mean, I just think that we're in the era now of people doing stuff like this for attention and likes and to go viral. And it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that people will violate the sanctity of their marriage and their relationship for the sake of social media. What up, Liddell?
I agree with that. I don't
Yeah.
disagree. I think that you're onto something here. We are in the age of social media, and everyone is intrigued by everyone else's business but their own. So what better way than to use these moments as marketing strategies to bring more attention to your OnlyFans and kind of keep you in a discussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think people are going to just forget about this. She's going to be a meme forever. And that video is going to circulate forever. And every couple of years, it's going to come up.
Is going to restart. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a, Joe and his wife divorce sooner or later.
I wonder, is he going to
announcement.
start featuring in the OnlyFans? If he did that,
he's going to be, what was that guy? Who's that guy that was like basically like pimping out his wife
Adam
to guys?
22.
Adam 22. Yep.
He's disgusting too. Simp.
See, but another example of these men. Like, what in the heck? In what world is this? Like, I'm gonna put my wife out there. I'm gonna put her whole ass out there, and I'm gonna invite multiple dudes to come have sex with my wife because we're making millions. Like, what? That's crazy.
No soul no more. No like
soul.
Nothing. Ugh.
Yeah.
We're still all of our topics are centered around women and sex. I feel like everything is lining up perfectly for what I experienced earlier today.
Oh yeah.
Versus the show. Yeah, I told you this girl, she just lost it. She was so upset about the fact that we were talking about a body count while being like, I don't care. And then saying, well, it's gross, but I still have casual sex, bro.
Wait, can we just talk about the trash Liddell's talking? Susu looking like
Liddell
Tupac.
ain't got no hair. So he ain't got no battles to win. Much like the Cowboys ain't won a Super Bowl since '95.
Oh,
so
you always
at
got to hit him
Pac,
below the belt.
I'll take that compliment. Thank you.
Oh man. Okay. So tonight, because we're just on the topic of relationships, Jeezy did an interview with Mia Long. What's her name?
Where did this
Nia.
go? Was this on YouTube or was it on
Yes.
TV? Okay.
Yeah,
it's
it was on YouTube. I'll send it to you so you can watch it.
Okay.
And they talked about a lot of stuff. Now, if you guys don't know, Jeezy is now in the middle of a divorce with Jeannie Mai, who was on the show The Real. This is her right here in the corner, this Asian chick. They have a little girl, Monaco, who I think just turned 2 or something like that. Anyways, they announced their divorce, or he announced that he was divorcing her, and was kind of like hush hush about it. Both of them were, but he did kind of make reference at one point to there being some differences with family values. And Jeannie herself had, on different occasions prior to this divorce being announced, talked about how one of the things she was working through personally was that she has a temper. Now she is Vietnamese, and it is pretty common in Asian cultures for your family to be living with you. Her mom and her brothers, I know 2 of her brothers live with her, and her mom comes and goes. So she constantly has family in the house. And Jeezy is notoriously a private person. Okay. So I think that probably him having a new marriage, a new baby, and having her family there constantly probably took a toll on the marriage.
How can she see that shit?
Exactly. So
like, you didn't want your own privacy at some point? I would be ready for my folks to go. Like, all right, I got to go.
Exactly. That's not a way to start a marriage, I think. You know, I get culturally that some cultures do that. But
can I say something real quick? Not to be rude. I'm not trying to insult immigrants, but you need to assimilate when you come to our country.
Yeah.
Don't bring your values. In America, men and women cleave to each other and leave their parents. We don't bring our parents with us. We just don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Our kids don't live with us until they're 25, damn near 30. You getting the fuck out. I'm not taking care of no grown ass person.
And this is not Jeannie's first marriage. She was married before to a white guy, but I don't think he was like in the entertainment industry. He was just like a regular guy. And they got a divorce because she said it was a loveless marriage. She said there was nothing there, and they just didn't love each other. So she got out of the marriage, and then shortly after she was with Jeezy. But he finally did this interview with Nia Long, kind of talking about therapy, relationships, and his own personal journey. He just came out with a book as well. So this is what he had to say about the relationship.
Is your current marriage and your current situation. And I think it would be unfair to you to not address that in this space where we're being really open and honest. And it doesn't have to be the details of anything.
Right.
But if you've done all of this work and you've given yourself that grace and you've given yourself that space to grow and you've given yourself permission to love self, right? Then what happens when a man gets to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce?
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that would not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey.
Right.
I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like, God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is like, I don't like to fail in anything.
Me either.
And,
I don't want to lose. I don't want to fail.
I don't want to fail, especially when I know what
you've poured in.
Right. And, as I sit across from you, like I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
And I can only do what I can do. Right. And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
right.
Tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening. Well, then you tried.
Yeah.
I don't know about for you, but for me, it is a switch.
Right.
And when that switch
is
goes
that what
off,
that was your switch?
go on. Yeah.
Right.
But I had to realize for myself that anything that happened in the last, year and a half of my life, that shouldn't have nothing to do with me.
And that's my
That didn't
point
have
of case.
anything to do with me. I was not embarrassed.
Right.
I was not. The way that Black people stood up for me and the way that Black women were like, oh no, you don't do that to her. I was shocked because I didn't realize that what I had done or what I've done in my career had so much impact.
So what did you think about that?
I'm gonna call cap on what she just said at the end, because there's a lot of things out about you and why he was even creeping doing what he was doing, but we don't need to get into that.
Right.
He said what he said. I actually think it was respectable. He didn't tell his business. He just said, hey, look, it didn't work. I tried to make it work. It didn't work. I'm sad. I'm disappointed, but I'm not gonna bash her. I would rather watch the whole interview.
Yeah, it's really good
To see what actually happened. And I'm more so I listened to what he said and I'm like, okay, this is logical. Listening to a guy say it just didn't work out. But her conversation seems to just be, Liddell, you just took the words. It was just me. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Men don't just cheat. They don't.
Yeah. And if you guys don't recall, Ime Udoka was her husband. He's an NBA coach.
They weren't even married.
Well,
they were engaged.
Oh, they were engaged. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he had an affair with a coworker. Okay. That's what happened with them.
Yeah.
So for her to say that had nothing to do with me. And Soonie, when you watched the interview, I want to know if you were annoyed with her, because I felt like Jeezy was very well spoken and very slow in his delivery to be very careful about how he said what he was saying. And throughout the entire interview, she's just like, yeah, me too. Like she just kept, I'm like, you're interviewing him. Okay. This interview is not him interviewing you. And she just kept making it about herself. I don't know.
It also makes me wonder why they chose a woman who was cheated on to interview a man.
Very good point.
Who wasn't cheated on, who's just simply going through a divorce. To me, I'm just going to be honest. I find that to be very emasculating. Why can't we have two men discussing
having a conversation,
marriage, fatherhood, changes, going through stuff? Why do you need a woman to sit across from him to have this conversation? He mentioned some very intimate things.
Yes.
I think the conversation would have been way better. I haven't watched the whole thing, so I'm not placing an entire judgment on it. But it's just odd that was the setup. Oh, she's clearly a woman scorned. You say I did nothing wrong and I don't care.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Or you wouldn't be talking like you are. You got cheated on by somebody you love. You do care.
Right. Yeah.
Stop acting like you don't.
Jeezy talks about in the interview growing up and his relationship with his mother, that she was he used the word, she could cut you with her mouth. Okay,
I understand that.
which was interesting because he married a woman that said her fault was she had a temper and she didn't know when to shut her mouth. So very interesting, right? I think he kind of like, without admitting it outright, like he kind of put the two and two together in the interview. And he's like, I think I kind of married my mother, because he talks about, being in prayer and meditation. And he had this like vision of him seeing his younger self crying in a corner, and he says to him, I've got you now, like let's go together, let's go play, like what do you want to do, like he asks his younger self, what do you want to do, and his younger self says, I just want to go play. And he takes him and he goes, and he says, at that point I realized I needed to pick myself up and I needed to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something very interesting. He said, the truth will set you free when the truth is done with you. I was like, ooh,
it is true.
Yes.
I think that's something that's a godsend though.
Mm.
It's like this subconscious thing that doesn't go away until you actually deal with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away. I deal with this. Like, we talk off camera. I deal with this with my mom.
Yeah.
I can tell myself till I'm blue in the face, like, I don't care. Right. And the majority of the time, I don't care. But like him, you have those moments where you go back to your child self and you're trying to fix that. You're trying to figure out, how do I get rid of this? Because it is a burden. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks to never let that go.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have heard him have this discussion with another man. I think it would have been
agree.
much more powerful.
I agree.
But
And maybe he'll do that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe they should have had her and the ex-wife sit together so we can get the truth, because she's going to sit there and bump lip. They need to get her to sit down to an interview. I want to see that.
Well, Sherry Shepherd interviewed Jeannie Mai and asked her, how are you doing? The thing that women ask each other.
Yeah.
Instead of like, what we really want to say is, girl, what happened? Right.
Exactly.
Liddell, just to be clear, the reason for the divorce was not very clear. Now I will say this. Okay. They've only were married 2 years. So for him to say he put in the work, you can't put in work. Okay. Over a 2-year period. So whatever the reason was that you decided to call it quits, because he also says in the interview, he wanted his marriage to work more than anything, but it wasn't just up to him. So there's another side there to the story. But 2 years, I don't think is enough time to put in the work to try to save your marriage, So there's that. But
Julia said something interesting, his question.
Yeah.
And I think we could answer it. He said, what happened to for better or for worse?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're supposed to subject yourself to the worst when the worst is mentally and emotionally taxing you, which makes you not able to give your best. Not only he's a man, you got to keep giving to your kids. He's got his own kids outside of this whole thing. And that's even murky. The relationship with him and his son is not quite where it needs to be. His son says some very vulgar things about Jeezy. And they go back and forth publicly on social media. So I think there's a limit to that. I do. I don't think that you should just stay for the worst if it's not healthy, not only for you, but like the household, bro. Because everybody's affected by that.
Yeah. When there's children involved, it's tough, right? And there's lots of marriages that I know of that have stayed together, just depending on the situation, right? Like maybe the marriage isn't fully intact, but you've made a commitment, obviously, to raise an intact home. So, you stay together for your children. And then, when your children are out of the home, then whatever happens at that point. I think that's up to whoever, right? Like, I understand for better or for worse, totally get what Julius is saying there. But I agree. Like, we don't know the whole story here. She could have been abusive.
Right.
Right. She could have been verbally abusive. I wouldn't put it past her, since she admitted that she had a hot temper. She had a hot temper.
I'm glad we're getting these questions. This is awesome. We don't know what work was put in. He said it outright. They went to counseling. Here's what I would say. When you don't have your own dwelling to yourself, and you're vocalizing to your wife you want your own dwelling to yourself and her and your child, and she is refusing that, and it doesn't matter if you go to counseling or not, this is just what we heard him speak on. What more is he supposed to do? Sit there and take it? Because at that point, we would all call him a bitch.
Right.
If she's not going to get on your program, then say la vie. Like, why does he have to sit there and subject himself to someone who is being defiant, not listening, not willing to put his needs? You're supposed to put your husband's needs first, period.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put each other first. It's a joint effort. So if he's putting her first, but she's not putting him first, despite the attempts of going to counseling, how much more is he supposed to take? Like, what is he supposed to do?
You know, so Nia Long, she was going into what women want in a man. I can't wait for you to watch this because she says leadership. I'm sorry, Evan's playing video games. She says leadership, and Jeezy goes, leadership? Y'all really want leadership? And he kind of calls her on it. Like, y'all say you want leadership until we try to lead. And I can see that also being the problem in their marriage because, you know, he was an entertainer. She was an entertainer. She documented everything on her podcast that she had on YouTube, that she has on YouTube, even down to a trip that they took. Like, it was like an 8-day series of their trip to Vietnam. And every single moment was content of that trip. And Jeezy, I'm sure, was just like, can we just have a moment that is not for the world and your family?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Why do you guys think I don't post? There's moments, goofy moments that me and Kyle have all the time, and I might record it, but I'm not posting it. Number one, I would have to ask him, is he okay with it? Two, he would probably be like, why? Like, for what?
Yeah.
Oh, I just think it's funny. Well, you could think it's funny without posting it. Why do you need to do that? Imagine if I went against him and just did it anyway. There would be chaos in our home. Like, bro, why did you post that?
Yeah. I don't ever post anything personal. It doesn't matter what it is.
No.
It doesn't, it's certainly not bad things, but I wouldn't even post good things. It's nobody's business.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It is not. And that's what that bothers people when you don't share.
Oh, yeah.
You know, every aspect of your life with them. You're like, you must be hiding something. I bet you their marriage is just falling apart behind the scenes, or else why don't you want to show it?
Yeah.
It's not, though. It's intact because I'm not sharing it with the world.
And the ones that share everything, they're the first ones to be like, relationships status changed to divorce. I'm like, what?
Or the
Y'all
ones
were
that
just
share
on a date.
social media. Like, bro, stop.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
I said
man.
the exact same thing to a friend last night. I think we put a lot of pressure on men to make things work when there's another side to this that's not willing to make it work. And he shouldn't have to force. That's forcing love at that point. You're forcing someone to have to put you first. Like, imagine having to force Dave, or imagine me having to force Kyle to prioritize me. That would be a very stressful marriage. I couldn't imagine having to go through that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done that. I must be a priority, or like, I don't know. I'm not going to judge other people's situations because I get like date nights, right? People have to go on dates. Some people, the date nights are important. I just want a nap. Like, just let me have a nap, okay?
We can play the game together. Let's go on a walk.
Just it doesn't even have to listen. You could go watch football. Let me have a nap. Like, that is telling me you care. Like, if you say, hey, go take a nap, I got the dishes tonight, or I got dinner, I'm like, yes, thank you.
That's good.
I don't need flowers. I don't need chocolates. I don't need jewelry. I don't need anything. I need a nap.
I'll take the kids to school for you this morning. What?
Oh,
thank you.
Amazing.
Babe, let's go to lunch.
Yes.
Really? Babe, and when he hits me up, you want some kebabs? I'll be like,
food. Listen, I'm a cactus. I require very little maintenance.
Seriously.
Very little maintenance. You know, like, I don't know. But again, I'm not saying that women
Yeah.
who enjoy those things is that it's a bad thing. That's just your, like Liddell saying, that's just your love language. Your love
Yeah.
language is gifts, right?
It's different. Yeah.
My love language is like acts of service type
Acts of
stuff.
service.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's how
I
I
don't
also show love, is I do things for you.
by doing things. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know, if you're dating somebody, ask them what their love language is. Because if you
Figure
go
it out.
in thinking, oh, my love language is probably their love language, you're probably wrong.
You're gonna fail.
You're gonna
And
fail.
that's another thing. We should talk about this.
Yeah.
That's another place where I feel like married couples fail because they're not willing to put their ego and pride aside to speak their spouse's love language. Like, I'm not affectionate. I
Mhm.
don't like cuddling. I don't. Like, we can sit on the
Seems like-
opposite side of each other and I'm just fine. Now
Yeah.
there are moments where I'm like, oh, I want to cuddle, right? But he doesn't force that on me.
Yeah.
He's just like, all right, she doesn't want to cuddle right now. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Now, of course, anytime I go to him and I'm like, let's cuddle, babe. He's ready. He doesn't
He's
care.
He's like, what? You must
Okay.
be on-
You know?
yeah.
But I think people are not selfless enough to say, I may not like this, but he does. Like women, I
Yeah.
don't want to watch sports. I don't want to talk about these things. Go talk to your boys about that. I've heard women do that.
Yeah.
I can sit here and talk about football. I don't give a damn about golf or
Yeah.
jets. But if my husband is talking about it, I'm like, oh, for real? Dang.
Yeah.
And I probably don't even know half of what this man is talking about.
Yeah.
I have no clue. But he enjoys it. So I'm
My
gonna
love
sit there
language
and
is food
listen.
too. Food. Feed me
I love
or
food too.
I'll feed you. Like it's like if I am feeding you, if I'm like constantly cooking,
Yeah.
no matter who you are, I love you.
Exactly.
That's my love
Ah,
language. Food.
They
Find
should
you
have
a
had
girl
this
like that.
conversation with a man. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna stop talking about it because if I do, I'm gonna build up this bias within my head to not listen to sir, to not listen to what Nia Long is saying, and I'm going to like impose a judgment on her just based on what I've been saying about her. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. We're not
Yeah.
talking about the Panthers, bro. The Panthers suck. I take the wind out of your sails every time because I know my team sucks. You don't know your team sucks. Y'all don't know. You're a
Dang.
Cowboys fan too. I'm looping you up in there right with them.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Dude,
No, I'm not.
Listen, I'm forced to like the Bears because that's Dave's team. And because I'm from
Chicago.
Dave
Okay.
says I'm not really from Chicago if I don't like the Bears.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I don't really care. Like the Bears are like the worst team ever.
Ooh, you see this love connection? Julia said, my love
Ooh.
language
Oh
pronouns
yeah.
are making me a sandwich. And Vanessa Starr said, here's a sandwich.
Hey.
What y'all got going on?
Did we just make a love connection on
Do
somewhere
we
in
have
the
the
middle?
first love and somewhere in the middle love connection happening? Uh-oh.
Oh
Uh-oh.
shoot. Look at how easy that was. He said my love language is make me a sandwich, and all she had to do was give him a little sandwich.
That's it.
Dude, but women be complaining, okay? Women complain. You know what it is? Is women, I think sometimes we don't even know what we want.
We
And
don't.
we expect guys to know what we want. Like they're just like, if I say to Dave, oh, my mouth is so dry, like I'm thirsty, Dave is gonna be like, here's a glass of water. And I'm gonna be like, no, I don't want a glass of water. I want you to understand why I'm thirsty, how we
Yes.
got here. Okay. Then I want
Why
you to
we're
talk me
here.
through the thirst.
The
Okay.
steps to me getting thirsty.
And he's just
Let's
like,
go A, B,
but
C, D. He's like, bro, Z is at the end. You want Z or not?
but he's like, but I brought you a glass of water. Like that should solve the problem. Like what else is there to talk about?
Thanks, dude. Julia said
Yeah.
run. Dun, 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 dun.
Liddell, we're a little crazy sometimes, but like find you a girl that knows her craziness, you know, that it happens sometimes. Like we're just a little bit crazy, waste of time.
Yeah. I think men understand this though. I think they
Yeah.
understand that we don't understand ourselves.
You're right.
So they're just like, look, this is why you're doing this. You're going to fight me on why you're doing this, but I'm just going to tell you why you're doing it. And then when you get back to being rational, you're going to realize I'm right.
What it really is, it's not about the water. It's that we just want to talk. We
it.
love to talk, and men love to solve. Men solve problems, women create them.
Dang. I wonder how many women will take ownership for that and acknowledge that we don't know what we want. We can't even pick restaurants, y'all. Don't ask me what I want to eat.
No, no,
I'm gonna be
no.
like, I don't know.
Oh, no, I can.
Why not?
I can pick a
You
restaurant.
can? See, I can't.
Yeah. Oh, no,
I can't.
you ain't got to ask me twice about a meal. You ain't got to ask me twice. I'm like, dude, I could go for like a steak right now. And I'm not going to be that girl that's like, oh, just want like a little something, a little nibble. No, I would need a steak, something hearty.
See, I don't. If you ask me what I want to eat, I'm gonna be like, I don't really know. What do you want to eat? And he's always like, I'm asking you, and I'm like, I really don't know. He picks everywhere we go. Everywhere we go to eat, my husband picks. It's rare if I do. And when I do pick, I'm like, see, I did it by myself. And he's like, oh, yay, you picked. Because I never pick food.
I mean, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind somebody saying, like, we're gonna go eat here. I don't mind that. Like, I'm not gonna argue it because I like food no matter where it is.
See?
But
her boyfriend says exactly what my husband says. You can come back and talk to me when you're not emotional anymore. We can revisit this.
And then she calls me and gets emotional with me. And she's like, Mom,
whoa, calm down, fucking breathe.
Yeah.
I haven't been crazy though. God, that was 2 weeks ago that I said that, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been crazy, y'all.
Wait, can I ask your question? Because this was another topic that came up today in my discussions. What do you feel about women's groups, whether it's through the church or whatever? Like, how do you feel about women's groups, a group of women that get together to fellowship or to bond? What do you think about that? Because
I don't agree with that.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's a recipe for disaster. I think when you're like really good friends with a group of women and like your husbands know each other and you guys, it's like kind of like a family thing.
Yeah.
I think that's different. But like, no, I'm not joining key spouses. I'm not joining any women's groups at church.
Right.
I don't want to be friends with you. I'm not joining the football moms. I'm not joining the soccer moms, the gymnastic moms. And women are very put off about that. I've experienced that firsthand.
Yes.
When you don't want to be a part of their cliques, they're just
You're
like,
shamed.
Who is she? I'm me. I could do my own thing over here, girl. I promise you, I don't want to be a part of y'all's gossip fest to where y'all all complain about how horrible your men are. I'm not interested.
Yes. Nope. Me neither. Okay. Me neither. Let me tell you something. Dave could be driving me up a wall and you will never know. Like I could be ready. I could be writing the script for the Snapped episode he's about to be on. And you will never know. Okay. Because that's how, like, I just don't partake in discussions like that. And I feel like women's groups, whether it's at a church or whatever, I feel like as good as the intentions are for those types of groups, I feel like they are a recipe for disaster as well. Okay. Unless there is somebody in there really guiding that conversation. But even still, I think that after the women's group meeting is done, there's going to be a select group of women that are going to bond with one another over their relationship experiences. And they're just going to continue to feed into one another. That's what women do, is like we feed into one another. If I want to be told the truth, the last person I would ask is a woman. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care how good of a friend you are. Actually, I take that back. My best friend, Karen, from high school, she will tell me like it is. Like she doesn't care about my feelings. And get yourself a friend like that, okay? She will tell me when I'm wrong. She will tell me I'm being crazy. But most of the time when you are in, a group of cackling hens and you're bitching about your relationship or you're bitching about whatever, they're going to continue to feed into that. Like they're going to be like, "Oh girl, he's so crazy. Like he just doesn't appreciate you." They're never going to tell you were wrong.
Yes.
They're not going to do that.
It's not. It's why you don't go to this is why you shouldn't talk to your friends, no matter how close you are, about your relationship. Me and Mo, we don't talk about my relationship. We talk about my emotions.
And even if we even like broach closely, it is done so without detail.
Yeah.
Like if Soonie wants to kind of like ask me if she's acting crazy about something, she doesn't tell me the full detail and I don't ask because I know that she's private, right? So yeah, we don't talk about full details.
We do really don't.
No.
I don't ever speak down on my husband. I don't care where I am. I don't speak down on him. I don't speak ill of him. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I don't like women that do that. That's why I'm not friends with a lot of women and women's groups. Just, you will never have a Soonie because I'll be then told all of y'all about yourself. Like your husband's probably cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because you're vile here. I can only imagine how you are every day to deal with. Your kids probably don't like you either.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, ugh.
For sure.
Women creep me out.
I know.
Y'all
but
are
I
scary.
think I think you and I are different. Like, I don't let this sound sad, but I don't really have girlfriends.
I don't either.
I don't really have girlfriends. I just don't. I mean, there are girls that I know that if they invite me out, like, I go to Colorado with a group of girls and I love hanging out with them, right?
Yeah.
But aside from Colorado, we don't like, hey, let's go hang out at each other's houses or let's go grab a drink. Like, that's just not my thing. I'm a homebody. I want to be at my
Exactly,
house.
bro.
I want to be at my house. So like I don't have to escape my life by hanging out with other women. Again, no judgment if you need a girl's day. If you need a girl's day, that's fine. But that's just not me. I don't have a lot of girlfriends.
See, I'm the same way. When people want to hang out, I'm like, you can come here. And if I'm inviting you over when no one's here, then you should be like, damn, I don't never see her family.
Yeah.
If I'm not inviting you over, like if you can't, this is how you can gauge a friendship with me.
Yeah.
If you can't stop by without hitting me up, we not cool. We're not. If you could come over and ring my doorbell and I'm like, who is it? Erica. Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
She ain't even got to tell me she coming.
Yeah.
You come through, pull up. What
Yeah.
you doing? And usually it's like, look, we might talk for like 10, 15 minutes, catch up. And she's like, all right, I'm about to go home. I'll see you later.
Right.
Or if we do hang out, it's always with our families.
Yeah.
Always. If you
Yeah.
can't do that, we not friends, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we not.
I agree. And if you come over, I'm usually cooking for you. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make some food. You want to come over? I'm usually the one inviting you over. I can't even remember the last time I went to somebody else's house. No.
Can't be trusting other folks' house, bro.
No.
People dirty.
Dirty.
And I like being at home in my dwelling where I could chill and do what I want. And I ain't got to be on pins and needles at your house.
Yes. Okay, guys, I want to get to this topic. We've had a great time. I love talking about these things. We could talk forever. But I want to talk about this Trump University, Soonie.
Oh, Lord. Socialism.
Because I don't think a lot of people know about this. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this, and you need to be aware because he's going to talk about it if he ever campaigns. He's going to talk about it.
He is.
Yeah, he's going to make this his selling point, and Soonie and I are going to break it down for you. So, former President Donald Trump announced a plan to create a free university and tease topics that could be taught. In a social media post, Trump spoke about his plans to create the American Academy, which he said will be an online university that will be funded from the billions and billions of dollars that will be collected after taxing fining and suing excessively large university endowments.
Yep. So that
The
sounds like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Tell the people what it sounds like.
I think I'm gonna say. I might be saying it backwards, but isn't it robbing Peter to pay Tom?
To pay Paul.
To pay Paul. How are you
Yeah.
robbing Peter to pay Paul? So you're gonna rob the universities and tax the living shit out of them when you
Right.
already say tax is theft. So people can
Right.
go to school for free. At the end of the day, I have a question for you because I'm not sure. Isn't it up to the school to determine what credits they accept and which credits they don't accept?
Yeah, each
If the
school is
student wants to
different.
transfer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it says this institution will gather an entire universe of the highest quality educational content covering the full spectrum of human knowledge and skills and make that material available to every American citizen online for free. Whether you want lectures or ancient history or an introduction to financial accounting or training in a skill trade, the goal will be to deliver it and get it done properly. Trump went on to criticize some universities throughout the U.S. following protests amid fighting between Israel and Hamas militants. Let's see. I don't want to talk about all the Israel and Hamas stuff that he said. Trump said the American Academy will be a top-tier education option, adding that it will be strictly non-political. No wokeness or jihadism allowed. None of that is going to be allowed, Trump said. Most importantly, the American Academy will compete directly with the existing and very costly four-year university system by granting students degree credentials that the U.S. government and all federal contractors will henceforth recognize. So how do you know that they're going to recognize it?
That's what I'm saying.
My first question was this. What happens when you're no longer the president to this if the government is running it? Who's going to make sure that all this money that is funding this school and all the rules set forth, right? No wokeness and all this other, who's going to be monitoring that?
Who's going to be monitoring it? Are you going to trust the government to do it?
Exactly.
Now the government is trustworthy. You want to know what I found interesting? This was funny. It says the Academy will award the full and complete equivalent of a bachelor's degree in addition to help the 40 million Americans who have some college education but no degrees. The American Academy will grant credit for past coursework at legacy institutions and give you the chance to complete your education at an American Academy for free. How, Sway? How is this being laid out? Which institutions are already on board? Do we have any proof of concept?
Exactly. I need more. There's so many gaps. Like this is like the platinum plan all over again.
Free equals horrible.
Right.
It means there's no quality there.
And nothing's for free.
Nothing is free.
Nothing.
I don't think we should be taxing institutions. I'm sorry. If a student chooses to go to this school, because you have to, number one, take out a loan. You have to take out a loan to even get into certain schools. And you have to have the grades to get into certain schools.
Right.
So if you took out the loan, you got the grades for it. Why? You're going there. People are willingly giving their money to these institutions. Why tax them?
Right.
For what?
Yeah.
If I'm missing something, let me hold me accountable. Let me know. I'm going to quote Liddell here. But I just don't get it.
We got to ask. I wish Liddell was still on because we got to ask him what his thoughts are about this. I mean, this seems like a very preliminary idea, but he made a whole video announcing it. This wasn't just like, oh, he gave an interview and mentioned that this was something. I mean, there you go, right there.
It's I don't know.
Here's my other thing, okay? And I hate wokeness, okay? I'm not for all the stuff that gets taught in universities, but shouldn't you have the right to go to the university that teaches the way you want to be taught? Like, isn't that what America's about? Like, I feel weird about creating something that says this is for America, except if you're this, you can't, if this, no, you're not going to come. Like, how are they going to police that?
For him to say this, we spend more money on higher education. Hold on, it disappeared. We spend more money on higher education than any other country, and yet they are turning our students into communists and terrorist sympathizers. That is Trump continuing this ridiculous narrative that kids in America can't be pro-Palestinian without being pro-Hamas. Like, why do you guys keep misrepresenting what these kids are actually standing for? To me, this is no different than what they did to young MAGA people. They automatically assumed they were white supremacists. They were racist.
Yeah.
They wanted to bring some harm to Black people in America just because they supported Trump. You guys are doing it to these kids now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Free from this stuff? What do you're acting like they can't pretend that they're not these things to get into your institution, or that your institution is infallible and cannot be infiltrated. Come on,
Right.
Trump.
How are
Do
you going to
better.
police that? How are you going to even police that? I hope somebody asks him for more
I'll be
info.
right back. 1 second.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I hope somebody asks him for more info, because I found that quite interesting. And like I said, I don't know if a lot of people know about this because I haven't heard anybody talking about it. Maybe it's because they assume Trump has got it in the bag, and maybe he does. But we need to be careful with stuff like this, right? Because this sounds like a socialism type thing to me. And we've always said we don't want the government involved in our day-to-day lives, right? Anything controlled by the government is corrupt. Why does that change when Trump is president? It shouldn't. Okay. Let's talk about the Steven Crowder Nashville shooter situation. Since I want to make sure to get to that before we end the show. And we do have other topics that we're going to talk about if we can get to those as well. So, an investigation is now underway to determine how a conservative media host, Steven Crowder, was able to get what he said were images of the Covenant School shooter's writings. Again, we're not going to show those things here because YouTube has very strict policies about that. A Covenant parent told reporters in Nashville the surprise release of the images on Monday morning allowed the shooter to terrorize us with words from the grave. Driving the news, Steven Crowder, who hosts the national web show Louder with Crowder, posted 3 photos that appeared to show excerpts of the writing on Twitter, or X, where he has more than 2 million followers. He has 2 million followers there, and he has 5 million followers on YouTube. I just want to mention that. We're talking about the Steven Crowder Nashville shooter thing. The writings have been the subject of an intense debate since the March 27 shooting, which killed 3 9-year-old students and 3 school employees. Police have said they recovered multiple journals tied to the shooter and also a video. Some Covenant families in the school itself have fought in court to keep the writings from being released. Okay. Again, if you want to look up and see what it says, feel free to do so. So the word on the street is that 2 officers are now losing their job as a result of this leak. And one of them is claiming, or one of them is said to have exchanged the information for cash. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. Whether that was Steven Crowder's team that was doing that with, or if it was like a third party, we don't know. But Steven Crowder himself had made an announcement. He said, like, I forget what he called it, my street team, investigation team, is going to be leaking these documents. So he kind of teased that on Twitter. Well, his YouTube channel got hit with a violation yesterday, claiming that they did remove his video. However, they did not issue a strike to his channel. I was like, wow, that's really nice. Cause I have 2 strikes to my channel and several videos removed. But nevertheless, they cited that he violated their violent criminal organization policy. Okay. So I went and looked up the violent criminal organization policy, and it literally applies to everything under the sun. Like, I don't even know how YouTube has rap videos. I don't know how YouTube has any news reporting on there. you can still go on to YouTube and find the video of the Nashville shooter inside the school getting taken down, right? So that would fall under this policy. Okay.
Violent criminal organization policies. Yep.
Exactly. So, this is why I put Steven Crowder in the little bitch category that I said I was going to put him in, because if you guys don't remember, about a year ago when all this stuff with Daily Wire was going down and he was trying to get people to subscribe to his mug club, he was like, oh, I'm getting shadow banned on YouTube. They're after me, blah, 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 blah. Well, a year later, he still has his YouTube channel. It's still monetized. He only has this strike. He has 5 million followers and he posts this. And I can't help but wonder why his video has been deleted, but Candace's hasn't, Brandon's hasn't. I think Anomaly talked about it. A couple other people talked about it. Major channels have talked about it and have showed the images that he showed that got this video removed. Why is he posting about this and being like, oh my God, they're trying to shadow ban me and I can't talk about this and they don't want, I'm just like, I'm not here for it, and call me salty because I don't have 5 million followers. Yeah. Again, I put a costume on and YouTube gave me a strike and deleted our videos. Why does he just get his video deleted?
Because at the end of the day, Steven Crowder is bringing attention to YouTube. So they're not going to get rid of him, because with Steven Crowder goes 5 million people who are going to go elsewhere. He understands that, and so do they. That's what I think about all this. Yeah. They're both using each other. YouTube can't exist the way it does without content creators. If they run all the content creators off, especially the ones that are generating all this ad revenue, what do they get out of it? So they don't care about people like us. They're not going to get rid of Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder will get of course, he will get a flag. He'll go live and say, we're censored. We can't talk about this. But like you said, half of these videos are still up. Candace talking about Israel is still up. Our video is talking about Israel. We're taken down.
Exactly.
Why is that? Because there's a necessity for big content creators, and they understand that. All they're doing is keeping grievances in front of the little guy. Look, censorship. None of you bitches are going through censorship. Shut up. You go live and you have thousands of people watching you. Your notifications go out without fail. You guys aren't struggling YouTube channels. Stop it.
And I guess that's what's bothering me, right? Like, don't label it as censorship and that you're struggling and they're trying to shut your voice out. Like, don't do that, because that's not happening to you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. And why don't we just address the elephant in the room? This thing was a tranny. They're not going to allow too much negativity to circulate around these people, especially not them saying racial slurs such as "you little crackers," "I'm gonna kill you flaggots." This is a person from their community using the same rhetoric that they deem dangerous.
Yeah.
Really? They didn't even want this damn manifesto to get out to begin with. And someone leaked it. And they leaked specific pages.
Right. And again, the whole thing of leaking manifestos, that's a whole nother conversation. Because I don't believe in oops. These 3 specific pages got leaked.
Right. Oops on when you have to actually hit send or post. That's not a oops. It wasn't leaked. Somebody purposely did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly,
I talked about it earlier.
And I get that it's a sensitive thing, like the parents, like to have to read this, the words of the shooter. But at the same time, it's important. Candace did a video today and I agreed with her video on it. And we've said this many times. It's important to see a sick mind and how it works so that we can recognize, but people don't want to pay attention to this stuff, right? We want to just write this off and be like, oh, we just need to accept them for who they are and no judgment. You know, meanwhile, they're secretly writing journal after journal about, you know, how they're going to strategically carry out a plan to delete people, you know.
Yes.
And this kid, another situation, you know, he admitted to being sexually abused. Okay.
Mhm.
I think I heard a rumor that maybe a teacher there sexually abused him, and he was specifically targeting that person, and I guess other people got caught in the crossfire. But nevertheless, people, when are we going to learn?
Mental illness is real.
Yeah.
Okay. This person hates themselves. They hated themselves.
Yes.
On top of having delusions of grandeur about being a man when you are a girl. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why this is even being brought back up. I don't see how the leaking of these documents is even eye-opening, jarring, or why people even give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, why
I
do we
agree.
care? Why
I
do we
agree.
care? Yeah, it would be completely different if this was some crazed lunatic who was black and they decided to go obliterate white children and they were writing these things. It would be different. More people would be interested because that's like, I'm not saying that self-hatred isn't just as bad because it's bad
Yeah.
and people died. But this person is spewing a narrative that's already out there. It's already out there. We don't need
Yeah.
to keep bigging it up. White privilege doesn't exist. Okay? Men can't be women. Women can't be men. It's just that simple. People say the word cracker. No different than people say Nigger. If this is the case, then you know what I said the other day? Every rap song is a manifesto. Why don't y'all put that on blast? Because
That's
all
what
they
I'm
do
saying.
is talk about how they're gonna kill the op and smoking on somebody dead homies. Every
Drill
rap song is a
music.
manifesto.
Drill music is like nothing but that. Drill music. Okay. That's what I was saying. Like YouTube, how can you cite this? How can you even have this policy when it basically, like, I went through it in my video. You guys can go check it out. I went through the policy line by line, but it basically says any content where somebody's talking about hurting another individual or groups of individual. Like, what?
That's the entire rap genre. Every rapper has a manifesto.
Yeah.
But we ain't talking about everybody's manifesto.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about this? Oh my God, the manifesto was leaked. Look, guys, look, she hated white people. And
Yeah.
next subject, bro. Damn.
Yeah.
Can we talk? You know what we should talk about? Can we talk about how Bella Hadid was replaced with the freaking Israeli model because she has Palestinian roots?
Yeah.
She has to hate herself.
Yeah.
She has to hate herself and she has to
work.
hate the people who are like her to even
Mhm.
have a job.
Right.
Talk about that, bro. Nobody gives a crap about this manifesto. I
Yeah.
don't care. Rest in peace to the people who died. Condolences to their family. I care about that. But you're
Mhm.
adding insult to injury when you put this shit out, bro. Y'all know what y'all doing.
Yeah.
This
I
is
agree.
dumb.
No, I agree. And that Bella Hadid thing is crazy, right? Like, I think her dad, he's got a long lineage of, you know, I think he was born in Palestine, if I'm not mistaken, or Tunisia or something like that.
Mhm.
But it's not been a secret that they have Palestinian roots, or that, you know, they're proud of their Palestinian culture. Her
Yeah.
dad, Mohammed, is a very successful businessman in Hollywood and Los Angeles and internationally.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like, we saw it when I think Kylie Jenner accidentally posted something pro-Palestine
Yes.
or pro-Israel. I don't know remember what it was, but she quickly had to take it down because, oops, I supported the wrong group.
People losing their minds.
Exactly. But these people are friends with Bella Hadid. Okay. And nobody's standing up for Bella. Nobody's
No.
saying, aren't we supposed to meet everybody where they're at? This is what she said.
Forgive me for my silence. Harming women and children and inflicting terror does not and should not do any good for the Free Palestine movement, which sounds like she's calling out Hamas. I believe deep in my heart that no child, no people anywhere should be taken away from their family, either temporarily or indefinitely. That goes for Israeli or Palestinian people alike.
Yep.
Anybody who is having a neutral opinion
Ooh.
and not siding with Israel
Cancel.
is the enemy. You
Cancel.
become the enemy. You're pro-terrorist. Trump just said it. I don't want people to glance over what he put in that tweet. This is supposed to be the people's president. I want to pull that back up because that bothered me. That bothered me. Do we really live in a country where people can't freely express themselves, especially if they're not causing any harm to anyone? Words don't hurt. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Yeah. I understand that people have different reasons for supporting one side or the other, but I agree. You should be able to express your opinion.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
This part right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll make it a little bigger.
They're turning our students into communist and terrorist sympathizers.
Who? Why can't people say free Palestine without them being associated with Hamas? There is actual documentation. You know, the same measure of information that you're getting for the Israeli casualties, innocent women and children, you're using the same reporting system. You're getting all this information from the UN.
Yeah.
So if they're reporting both sides of this conflict, and we can see that one side is getting beat the crap up, we can see it.
Mm-hmm.
We can see where these bombs and missiles are landing. Why can't we call a spade a spade? That's what I've been trying to ask everyone. People are relying on the media. The media is using the exact same sources I am, but they're being one-sided with the story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the
That just
truth
makes
is,
sense.
if you work in Hollywood, if you want to continue to work in Hollywood, you have to be pro-Israel, which equals pro-Jew. And this is exactly what Kanye was trying to say when he had all of this stuff going on and he was talking and calling this out. Is he made a good point and it's all coming to fruition. I told Soonie today, I actually enjoy all of this conflict going on online, right? Because you have these people who hate, I post about this today, right? Who hate capitalism. They hate capitalists. They hate everything having to do with capitalists. Yet I posted a video today showing and proving, because this guy was talking about it, that the war, whether it's in Ukraine or Israel or Palestine, is a moneymaker for investors around the world. And there are people in Washington literally going, yeah, I'll put 5 on that. I'll put 10 on that. You know, I'm in on that. I'll help build some infrastructure because they're investing in it. So it's to their benefit to be in war. And you guys want to keep, it's on my story. And you guys want to keep on with this stuff. So you look like a bunch of hypocrites. There was another video that I posted about some guy who was walking around the street and he was like, hey, you know, I want to do this, I think it was like a free Palestine, what is it called? Like when people sign stuff to get action,
petition?
Right? A petition, right? And people were like, yeah, I want to sign it for sure. And they were like, oh, okay, well, before I need to read the terms and conditions, he's like, are you pro this? Are you pro that? And he was just going over things that Palestinian people believe in, right? It wasn't any propaganda. It was just, this is what they believe. They don't believe in transgendered people. They don't believe in the gay. And people were like, oh, wait, hold on. No, wait, I don't support. No. So I feel like this is a beautiful thing in a way, because it's exposing people's hypocrisies.
It is.
It really is. Like, that's why I'm really just sitting back and being an observer.
It's been fun. That's all I'm gonna say. It's been fun. Every video that I put out on this did amazing, which lets me know that people are thinking. Of course, I had a lot of haters. There's still people calling me pro Hamas, still people having conversations. But at the end of the day, I'm consistent. You're not. I'm not supporting a country that pushes LGBTQ values. I'm not supporting a country that has the most liberal stance on abortion. You said abortion was murder. Sorry.
Yeah.
Getting bombed or not, I'm not pro-Israel. And anybody who don't like that, cancel me. Go for it. Run me through the mud. But I am not pro-Israel. Never have, never will be. They don't stand for anything that I stand for.
Yeah.
Period.
And and I had asked Soonie because I was like kind of naive to this, but I was like, why does Black Lives Matter support Palestine? Like, what is the draw there? Like, you see so many like liberal people supporting Palestine. I'm like, why? Because I just want to understand. And what did you say? You're like, because it's the struggle. It's the struggle that they're going through that they identify with. Yeah. So they don't even know what they're fighting for.
Feel an affinity for anyone who is facing what's been put out into the ether as oppression.
Yeah.
They're going to have sympathy for that. Black people have it with the Jews. This is why a lot of Black people don't speak up, because instantly the Holocaust is thrown in their face and they back down.
Yeah.
What does the Holocaust got to do with American history? I'll wait. Not a goddamn thing.
Soonie, black people were exterminated.
What the hell?
We still being exterminated in a abortion clinic, maybe, but
man,
come on, man.
Please.
Golly. Yeah.
It's bad out here.
It's bad, but like I said, there's a silver lining to it if people actually look at it for what it is, right? Like, so when you have people showing them like, oh, okay, you support Israel. Okay, well, this is what Israel stands for. They love the gays. Israel loves gay people. Okay, they're not supposed to, but they're over there having all these gay pride parades and all this other stuff, and they're very open to the LGBTQ thing.
Andy is. Andy is.
But it's a human, but then they go, oh, but it's human life.
And the opposite side is, you know what they keep calling them? Animals, dogs, terrorists.
But here's my thing. You can apply it's human life to anything.
Yes.
So can we not hold criminals responsible now? Because human life.
They're just human. They're dealing
if it's
with
a rape,
something.
if there's a rapist, human life. I mean, again, like that, that's the definition of moving the goalpost, right? Like that's what people are doing in this situation. Because when you start to call them out on certain things, whether it's Palestine or Israel that they support, which feel free to support whoever you want to support as long as you know what you're supporting.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly okay with whatever. Just like if you want to support Black Lives Matter, the organization, as long as you know what you're supporting,
go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it. You know what? Do you know who Tommy Sotomayor is? Sorry.
Yes.
Tommy Sotomayor watches my videos.
What?
I was fangirling so
How
hard.
do you know?
Because he commented on a video of mine.
Which one?
The one that I just did where I said Black women hate Black men.
No way.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Tommy Sotomayor. It goes into our next subject, but dude, I was so fangirling.
That's cool.
So fangirling.
That's very cool.
He's like the ultimate troll before trolls hit the freaking internet, dude. Before there were trolls on YouTube, before there was Jesse Lee Peterson, okay? There was Tommy Sotomayor. Before there was a Kevin Samuels, there was Tommy Sotomayor. Now he goes too far with his rhetoric, but 9 times out of 10, he's on point with what he's saying. He's on point. Yeah, it's the video where I put up JT from the City Girls paying homage to trannies, and I was just like,
wait, did I hear you correctly? You were having a conversation with JT or JP the other day?
Not that one. Not that one.
Okay. I was like, girl, don't go trolling back in the gutter.
No.
Come on now, Soonie.
She said the gutter.
Don't go to the gutter. Woo. You think I don't be watching your stuff, but sometimes I listen and I'm like,
no, not that. It was the JP. It's a guy he's military, and you heard the video. We were having that discussion
about hip hop music,
and he Deontay said, who do you think actually hates Black men? And I said Black women. They kill their seed in the womb. They destroy their children in child rearing. They instill emotional responses rather than logical responses. They also, I'm not saying this is for all Black women. Clearly, I'm a Black woman and I don't do that to my children. but a lot of us have experienced the trauma of living and being raised by a Black mom. It's a different experience. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to get people to understand it, but it's different, bro. It's the interaction is different. How you look at your mom in the Black community is different, but you're supposed to almost worship her and be grateful that you even have a mom that gave you life because she brought you in the world. She can take you out. It's different.
Yeah. Well, it's because, do you think it's because, and again, this is not across the board, doesn't apply to all Black homes, but do you think it's because in a lot of Black homes, the mother assumes the father and mother role, and so she feels like she has to do, because when you said, I brought you into this world, I'll take you out, my dad used to say that to me all the time.
Yeah.
My dad used to always say that to me.
My mom said that.
Yeah. Because I do notice that, because you hear a lot of people talk about, I was raised by my grandmother, or I was raised by my mother. That's what you always hear.
I do think it's that. They are taking on both roles. I don't feel sympathy for them in that area. Because you're actively choosing it. What was I watching? I was watching something the other night. I have so many things saved. I was watching wow, what was it? It was a woman talking about the type of man she wouldn't and would not go for.
Ooh.
And it was like, I don't want a nerd. I want something dangerous. And I'm just like, okay, you don't want a nerd, you want something dangerous. With danger comes a whole lot of fucking problems, right?
Right.
And then on top of that, they're ignoring these red flags.
Right.
And they're engaging in sex with them. So then you create a whole nother life when you know this guy is not interested. So I was thinking of that, and I was kind of comparing it to my own anecdotal experience. And that's a repeated thing that I've seen, not only in my family, but when you turn on the TV, they're having children with these men who aren't really capable or even ready or willing to step up, and they end up turning super bitter. They're mad at all the roles they have to take on. They got to work. You come home, you take your frustration out on us, the kids, because you've been having to work all day.
Yeah.
We're just getting home from school and daycare. I'm probably a little bothered. I ain't seen my mother all day. And it's just this cycle. And I think this cycle is like replicated generation upon generation in the Black community. So our mothers are just built different, bro.
Yeah.
They're just built different.
Like I kind of resonate with some of that, because I feel like in the Hispanic community, mothers, like we have different relationships with our daughters than we have with our sons. And like I remember like when I would go to like my white friends' houses, like I could always see the difference, right? The way the mother and father maneuvered the parental role versus like in my household how it was. And I even look at it with like my son, like our sons are like kings to us, like we look at them like we're just like, oh my gosh, like my son, he could do no wrong. And like our daughters were just like, you're fucking up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, you hear me all the time with Gabby, like all the time I'm like, Gabby, stop having attitude. And then Evan is like, hey puppy, like, do you want anything to eat? Like I'm like, he's just like a little, even though he's like 6'3", he's like a cupcake to me. You know what I mean? Gabby is, sometimes she's sweet, sometimes she's sour. He could do no wrong. Okay. Like I know, and it's terrible.
I
it's
hated
terrible.
that because
he doesn't allow me to be that way.
Community. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I think at some point moms start to compete with daughters if they don't have that relationship. I definitely feel that with my mom. I think my mom is jealous of a lot. I didn't just leave my husband. Sorry, I didn't. And I could tell you, I've had several people in my family tell me to leave. Like, just leave. You got child support, you got your family, you can get on
in your
government assistance.
marriage?
Yes. Several.
Yeah.
If you're not happy, you don't have to stay in a situation you're not happy in. Now I do have one aunt who was She's like, look, if this is what you want to do, forget everybody else. You don't need nobody else's approval. You know, you do you. This is your family. But it's different, bro.
Yeah.
You feel in competition. You feel like when you feel your mom doesn't like you, that's a very odd
Yeah.
space to be in with your
Yeah.
mom. You become antithetical to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my mom, anybody who's ever been around my mother, whether it's me or my husband, my mother-in-law, they all say the same thing. I have never seen a mother and a daughter interact that way. I've never heard a mom talk to their child the way your mom talks to you. I've never heard a child speak to their mother the way you do. Do you guys even like each other? When
Wow.
someone is saying that to you, imagine how it was growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love my mom. Do I like her? Absolutely not. I love her to death. I will always love her, but I
Yeah.
can't stand her. I
Yeah.
can't.
And see, that's the other dynamic. And it was like, this was brought up in the Jeezy interview too, is he said, like, as terrible as my mom was, like, I will always love my mom. Like,
Always.
you feel obligated.
Mhm.
You know, like your parents could have done the worst thing to you. And you
Yeah.
know, you and I have shared stories about stuff that's happened with you and your mom.
Yeah.
And in most situations, like, I think most people would be like, you know what? I'm done with you. Like, you're toxic. Like, I could care less. Like Dave. Like, dude, Dave doesn't talk to his mom, and he doesn't, like, because he just doesn't have a good relationship with his family.
Yeah.
But like, and he doesn't blink an eye. Like, he doesn't have any feeling about it whatsoever. I can't go like weeks being mad at my mom. Like, I have to talk to her, and she will call me and she'll be like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, she'll force
Now,
me to talk, and I'm the same
my
way with
mother
Gabby.
my mother will do that.
Yeah.
Look. Ooh, it's 1:30. Okay. I'm about to do this. Okay. This is my mom calling me. What's up? This is how I answer the phone, because I'm just like, why are you calling me?
Right.
Why you don't call your mama? I'm busy. What you doing over there? You all right? You ain't, like, you're not talking. What's going on? And I'll be like, bro, I'm not trying to do small talk with you. Like, what's up? I want to know how the kids doing. I'm just calling to check on you. You don't call me no more. Why you don't call your mama? Bro, get the fuck off my phone.
See,
We
that's
ain't
how
got nothing to talk about.
that's how a black mama does it. Okay. My mom, I'll pick up the phone and I'll be like, hello. And she'll be like, I could be laying dead in my bed for 24 hours and you would even, like, it's instantly a guilt trip. Okay. Instantly.
Oh, God.
Instantly.
I get that at
she
the
gives me
end.
worst case. Yeah.
We could both die. I could die tomorrow. This how you want to do things? Like, bro, if you die tomorrow, ain't shit I can do. I'm gonna feel the same way that I feel now. I'm gonna be
Dude.
sad. I'm gonna be devastated. I'm gonna cry my heart out. But at the end of the day, when I'm done licking my wounds, I'm gonna be like, bro, my mom did me fucking dirty. That
But
feeling is
dude-
not going nowhere.
But here's the thing is I find myself doing the same thing to my kids. Yesterday, we were eating dinner and the kids were like ragging on me about something because they're always teasing me. And I'm like, you know what? One of these days, I jumped straight to the guilt trip. I was like, one of these days, I'm not going to be here no more. And y'all are going to feel bad about how you used to tease me.
Oh my
and
gosh.
and Evan's like, nope. He's like, I'm going to be up there talking at your funeral saying
Exactly.
I was like, man,
I'm talking about you.
cold-blooded.
I'm talking about you.
Cold-blooded.
Listen.
You gotta love it though. You gotta love
No.
it.
I love her. We don't like each other. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, it happened. We can't go backwards. I'm not interested in going backwards. This is a conversation I was talking about before. People don't let things go.
Yeah.
It took me 27 years. 27 years. I'm 33. I'm only a couple years removed from my mom.
That's crazy.
This is the longest time that I have been this far emotionally and physically from her. I'm so detached.
23 years?
27 years.
Dang, almost as
It
much as
took me
Larso
that
Pippen has
long.
been having sex.
It took me that long, bro.
That's crazy.
So my shit is fresh. I'm just like, dude, I'm chilling.
Your wounds are fresh.
I'm fresh. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm healing. I'm good over here. It's peaceful. I don't want to talk to you. You know, it might change when I'm in my late 30s where I'm just like, this is who you are, mom. What's up? I'm sure I'm going to get to that point. But I do believe it'll still be at a distance. Right now, I'm just not feeling it, bro. I'm good.
I love my mom. I can't go a day without talking to her. She drives me up a wall. She drives me up a wall, but like I love her to death. And
I bet your mom ain't disrespectful though. Like to the point
she's
where
not.
She's not. When you want to square up, because people just disrespectful, bro.
Dude, did your mom ever used to open your mail? Because my mom always, dude. Hispanic moms, they don't have no
Open my
boundaries
mail?
when it comes. Yes, dude. My mom used to always open my mail.
You know what she does? She call me. This how she used to get me every time. You got some mail here. I don't know. You want me to open it? You want me to look at it? You want me to let me know what's in it?
My mom.
I'll
would
be
do
like,
the
all
same
right,
thing.
open it. And she said, ooh, look at you. You got this credit card offer. You want me to save this? I'm like, no, throw it away.
And she's writing her
Throw it
name on it.
away.
She's writing her name on it with your social security number.
No, I don't want it. Throw it away. Okay, you got this. You know, she'll open the mail. Now she probably just open it now and don't even call me and be looking all in my stuff. But
Yeah.
no, it's been a minute. My last piece of mail I had shipped to her was my YouTube check. Didn't receive a phone call. I'm still waiting for
She
my
still has the
money.
check?
I don't know if she got it or not. I know for a fact that I put, you got to put the address in. They send you like your physical address.
Yeah.
When you have to send the code back, I'm still waiting. Like, I wonder if YouTube ever gave me my check.
You gonna have to re-request that. That shit's done expired already. I think it only lasts for like 30 days, and then you got to re-request another one.
Bro.
Yeah, that's funny.
We'll see.
That's funny. Love to the mamas. I think we got to all our topics.
We did.
And then some.
I'm 21, about to turn 22. We live in the same state. I know her mind won't change at all. Exactly. That's why I'm just like, check me when I'm like 37. Come back. I might have some patience then. But right now, you the fucking op. I want you to stay away from me.
You're the op. You will call your mom the op.
I love her. She knows I love her.
That
If my
is
mother
funny.
called me today and she needed me, guess where I'm gonna be at?
Of course.
I'm gonna be right there.
Of course. I know.
I'll be there. It probably won't be in the way that she wants it. Like, we not kikiing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make sure you're good.
Yeah.
When you're good, I'm gonna go about my business.
Yeah.
But I'm there.
See, you have young kids, so right now, like the grandparents care about the little ones. Well, I won't even say that because the other day, me and Gabby, I was like driving, so I was like, "Hey, call your grandma on speakerphone so we could talk to her." So she called from her phone, and my mom answered the phone, and she's like, "Hi, it's like all cheerful," and I'm like, "Hey, mom," and she's like, "Oh, it's you." I'm like, "What? What do you mean? Oh, it's me? You wouldn't even be talking to this person next to me if it wasn't
for me.
Put some respect on my name, man.
That's funny.
Yeah. She said, "Oh, it's
man.
you."
It's you. What do you want?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm super I'm a super touchy person. And my mom, she's not like super like touchy, but I always like when I go to her house, I sit next to her.
Did you get it from?
Because I'm just a lovable person. Anyways, I sit down next to her on the couch and I'm like holding her hand and I'm like cuddled up on her. And she's like, "What do you want?" She's like, "Why are you like this?" That's what she says to me. She's like, "Why are you like this?" Yeah. I'm like, "Cause I love you." And she's like, "Okay."
I think that's gonna be my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm always like, "Can I breathe?" She's
Yeah.
like, "But I love you to infinity."
I know. And dude, she'll like criticize me. Like she'll be like, "Oh," like I'll be laying on her, depending on like what my hair is doing. Like if it's curly, she'll be like, "Oh, your hair's so rough and so coarse." And I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "This is the hair you gave me." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh my God, that is
man.
hilarious. Your mom's a savage.
Savage. She really is though. She don't
Savage.
care. She don't care about feelings.
I
My
love you,
mom
Mama.
is upset that I'm not nervous flying into a different country for the next 6 months. I don't know Sometimes you can't even people please. It gets
You
annoying.
can't ever. Yes, you can't ever people please. Don't even try. Please don't set yourself up. We just got done talking about how we as women don't know what we want. Moms
included
are at another level, bro. Okay. They want you to be
Yeah.
grown, but they still want to dictate what you do with your life.
Yep.
They want
Oh,
you to
yeah.
be grown. Don't come to my house, but I'm gonna call you and tell you what you're doing wrong with your kids that you
Yep.
don't live in.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They don't know what they
Absolutely.
want. Don't even try to do it. Just do
No.
you, bro.
Yep.
Eventually, this is what my husband told me. Eventually, your mom's gonna get on the program because she's
Yeah.
either gonna want to talk to you and the kids or she doesn't. So
And
if
she's
she
gonna
doesn't
learn
get
how
on
to
that
play.
program, exactly. So you're gonna play my game? Oh, we not playing, cuz I'm gonna take my ball and go somewhere else. Leave
We
me
not
alone.
Why you sound like Loza? We not playing, cuz.
Freaking
Hey,
Loza.
did you see the hold on one second. Did you see the challenge that Jesse Lee Peterson challenged his viewers to that I sent to you and told you to send it to Loza?
I didn't watch it because I was busy when you sent it.
Okay, so basically the challenge is try to go 2 weeks without blaming somebody else for your problems.
Ooh.
So I said send this to Loza.
Ooh.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she
only
only
have
has
one mama.
one. She only has one me. So that goes both ways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just in that generation where I'm not kissing your ass. I don't give a crap. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to require that from my kids. If I screw up, I need to own that I screwed up. And if they need an apology or they need something from me,
Yeah.
I have to give that. I can't be like, you only get one mom and you need to
No.
take everything I do. Fuck that shit,
See,
bro.
Soonie, this is the white this is the white side of Kyle's family that has gotten into you. I don't apologize for shit. My kids know that if I mess up, the most you're gonna get from me is silence, but I ain't telling you I apologize.
See,
I was
the
wrong.
fact
Nope.
that you
Nope.
label this a functioning
'Cause it is a white.
relationship with your child is not
No,
a white
dude.
thing.
No,
It's the white
dude.
thing.
No, dude. White people apologize
That's like
to their
saying
kids.
proper English is a white thing. No, it's how you speak correctly.
Nope. Dude, I'm sorry. Apologizing to your children is a white
Why
thing.
not?
Cause, dude,
you're wrong.
Hispanic mothers don't apologize to their kids. We go to the grave with our story. To the grave.
insane.
Okay.
That's
And we're
insane.
gonna make you feel bad about it.
That's a woman thing. Y'all don't want to take accountability. Not even for your children. You won't do it for your husbands. You not gonna do it for your kids? No. When my kids have that conversation with me when they're older about all the places I messed up, I gotta eat that. It's gonna suck.
Oh, when
but
they're older.
I
yeah.
have to eat that. And I'm going to say, you know what? I do apologize. So they can heal. Because it's not about my feelings at the end of the day. It's about them.
Of course. Listen, don't get me wrong.
No,
like, I'm
you
not-
already told on yourself. Don't try to walk it back now.
Dang, he called me toxic. I'm not toxic. No, I'm just saying, people, that understand my kids are older. So yes, I have a great relationship with my kids, and we can openly talk to one another. But when they were younger and they didn't know any different, hell no, I wasn't going to apologize. Like I was we just go keep pushing forward, keep moving on, and you won't know no different. Hi, baby.
You can't have that.
I would have expected the opposite takes from you too.
I
He would have
know.
expected that white comment from you.
I am I'm a very sensitive, intuitive person. I'm in tune with my feelings. I don't like when my kids I don't like when they feel a certain type of way. If I can see that I have wounded them and it's affecting them, I sit down and talk to them like, what's wrong? What happened? Well, you said this. You have to hear your children out or they're never going to talk to you about anything. So it may be small in my world, but in their world, it's big. I need to meet that need. This is how you create these empty spaces in your kid. I know because I was on the receiving end of it.
But
So what
you
do I look
also-
like repeating it?
But you don't believe in spanking. See, I'm all for
I
a
don't.
spanking. Oh, girl.
My kids don't require that. You hear my kids on a regular basis. They don't do anything worth me putting
Dude.
my hands on them.
My mom used to spank me just in case I wanted to step out of line. She used to tell me in Spanish, okay, that she was going to beat me. She didn't say spank. She said, in fact, the translation is te voy a caer a palos, which means I'm going to beat you with a stick, okay? Just in case you want to even think about stepping out of line, okay? Here, this one tough mother, Mo's not wrong. My mother's still like that, but I'm here to break that. It's a generational curse. See, I don't believe in that, okay? Because I feel like the way I was spanked and treated as a kid and still to this day made me the amazing woman and mother that I am.
I will never in a million years. And that verse is often taken out of context. You don't have to beat your kids to instill respect and fear. You don't. My children have
household.
My children, this has nothing to do with the Air Force. This is just proper parenting. My kids do not disrespect me. They do not raise their voice to me. They don't talk out of turn to me. They may ask why. They may inquire something. They may give their unnecessary opinion. And you know what happens? They have that opinion, and then I explain to them why that's not appropriate. And guess what? They don't repeat it again. So I didn't have to slap nobody in the mouth. I didn't have to go get a belt and beat the shit out of you for you to listen to me.
I got all that.
Parents, that's lazy parenting. I'm sorry. When you have to like beat a kid because you're mad about what they did, you go look at yourself in the mirror. Because that's lazy. I bet you they do. You know who they fear the most? Dad. Let Kyle have to raise his voice, or not even raise his voice. Sometimes it's a simple look. He doesn't have to raise his hands to these kids, bro. He doesn't.
So P quoted this saying, spare the rod, spoil the child. First of all, I have never understood what this actually means, because to me it sounds like don't do the spanking, spoil them instead.
No, it's like if you don't discipline them, they will be spoiled.
Yeah. No, that I know that that's what it means, but I've never understood the way that it's worded. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Like that doesn't scream discipline to me. Anyways, but yes, I agree with you. He said there's a difference between beating and spanking. Yeah. I did both, like
I don't need to.
And by beating, like I didn't leave marks or like cut skin or anything like that. But yeah, you getting a hard ass chancleta to your booty or my hand or something. But my mom used to pop me in the mouth. She used to pull my hair up the stairs, pull my ears. Dude, I was bad though. I was bad. I already told you.
I don't know what me being a young parent has to do with anything. My oldest is damn near 12.
That's not her baby P.
Like my kids are verbal. They talk. No. It has to do with not repeating abuse.
I think what he's referring to, young parent, is probably your age, not your kid's age. Like meaning like you're from a different era of discipline. Like our era was physical discipline.
That's what I got though. I didn't get a talking to.
No, but I'm saying now that you're a parent, you're of the generation that is of the talking, like let's talk, let me hear your feelings, that type of parenting.
Yeah. I think older people are like stunted. I'm going to be honest. They're very much so stunted and stubborn. They think that their way is the only way because it worked for them. If that method worked, we wouldn't have badass black kids running around that got their ass beat committing crimes. You know how many kids that got their motherfucking ass beat still go out and do crazy shit? What did you beating them do? Nothing. If that method worked, the world would be a lot different than it is now. Sorry. You can't raise every kid the same way. I don't talk to every kid the same way. I have to talk to them different ways because they're different human beings. We talked about love language. If we have love languages and things we respond to, why don't kids?
You know what? That's a good point, because when I was younger and my mom would like beat me for doing something, she would make me a meal afterwards. Like, I love you. Like, yeah, I spanked you, I disciplined you, but I love you. So here's some arroz con pollo, or eat up, okay? Which is why I was a chubby kid, because as you can see, quite many meals were made up for me to make up for the beating. Okay, so P quoted Proverbs 13:24. Those who spare the rod hate their children, but those who love them are diligent to discipline them. If that's what the Bible says, Soonie.
That doesn't mean beat your kid. It doesn't mean hit them either.
But what is discipline?
Jail is discipline. Are they hitting someone? No, they're disciplining them for their action.
But if
timeout is discipline.
But if the word rod is in there,
what does rod mean?
A rod is un palo.
Okay, but the entire Proverbs #1, there's an entire chapter of this entire thing that we're missing. I don't do that one verse crap. I'm gonna read the whole chapter and see what it's talking about, because there's context.
I haven't read it.
I'm not answering that question because that's ridiculous. I was making a point of kids getting the shit beat out of them and they're still committing crimes. If that worked, then our neighborhoods wouldn't look like they do. Your mom can't beat the bad out of you, little boy. You need your dad there to give you structure.
Both my parents beat me. I got one and then the other. And you know what? I will say this, okay? Yes, I was a bad kid. I mean, I wasn't like terrible, okay? I was like your typical mischievous kid. But there was always fear in the back of my mind. Like, I know, like, I have to make this decision knowing what's going to come, which is probably going to be, I'm going to be laying in bed thinking I got awake, with a crime. And I'm going to be woken up by my dad beating the top of the comforter with his belt, which is usually how it went. He'd be like, pop, pop, pop. And I'd be like, trying to move around. Oh my gosh. But see, I laugh about it. I'm not in therapy.
Most of us laugh about our abuse.
Yeah.
I used to laugh about it too until I realized it's not funny.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to laugh something away that bothers me. I'm not going to pretend like this is just me. I've gotten to the point where I've been silenced for too long. When I don't like something, you're going to know I don't like it. And I can give it to you in a nice way or a rude way. But no. I just don't do that with my kids. And they're not kids that require that. They're not. My kids have manners. They say please, thank you, excuse me. They drink water. Okay.
Yeah.
How many kids drink water?
I mean, my kids.
How many kids play outside and they're not on a tablet? Because my kids do that.
My kids did all of that, and they didn't get half of the physical discipline that not even close to what I got.
And look
not
at your
even
kids.
close.
They're amazing.
They still fucked up from time to time. Like, they still did the same things that I did. And trust me, I wish I could put them over my knee now.
I'm not saying
Sometimes.
they mess up. Of course, they're young people. They're gonna test you. But I want a different relationship with my kid.
Yeah.
I don't want that type of relationship.
I mean, I think if you're going to do the, like, let's have a discussion about what you did and why I had to spank you, I think that's good, right? Like, I don't think like just beating your kid, which, I know in some households they just get beat, right? The parents are setting a terrible example, but yet they're beating their kid for doing drugs, but then they see the parents smoking weed. Of course your kid's going to be disrespectful. And of course that physical punishment isn't going to do anything, because you can punish your kid, but if they see you doing something completely different, then you're doing nothing, right? But if you are physically choosing to inflict a punishment on your kid, and then after they're done crying, which is how my parents did it, I'd be like, you know, like in the other room, and then as the sniffles started to like slow down, you know, I remember my mom would come in, she'd be like, do you understand why that happened? You know, and I'd be like, yeah, I understand. Don't do it again. That was the conversation. That was the gist of it.
Shit, I didn't get that.
How you feel? Let's talk about your feelings. Did I do something wrong? My mom didn't give a shit. She's like, I'm not interested in your opinion.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Nope. I was an angry, violent, introverted child. I hated life. So I refuse to do that to my children. I just can't. I hated life. I hated myself. I hated my mom. I hated my dad. There wasn't much that I liked.
See, I loved my parents, even though they beat me.
I didn't like my mom. I felt like my mom didn't like me. Like you got that conversation. I got beat and then told to shut up. And if I continue to cry, do you want some more? Like, I'm crying because you beat me, stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
crying because I just want to be crying. Obviously, I don't want more. But you're
Right.
telling me to stop crying after you have just physically left. Like, I'm not talking about there's what do you call them? Welts that
Yeah.
turn into scabs and bleed.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
That's
you gonna tell a kid quit crying?
that's taking it too far. Like I said, like if you're leaving marks and things like that,
I'm not
no.
doing that. No.
I mean, I got the belt, but it was usually over my comforter.
I told you, my mom was so mad. I can't even remember what I did. I think I broke something. She was so mad that when she was beating me, she was beating the hell out of me with the metal part of the belt. And then said, "Oh, sorry."
Oh man. Dang.
Bro, what?
Dang. That's
And sent
crazy.
me to school the next day in a turtleneck and said, "What happens in my house stays in my house." That's abuse, bro. I could never imagine doing that to my kid. Like,
Yeah.
I can't fathom that.
Well, I think I told you, like, I used to write the runaway notes. Like, whenever I'd get in trouble, I would like write a note to my parents that I was running away because like I couldn't take the abuse. And then I would go hide. And dude, I would literally like hear my mom like walking around the house looking for me. And she'd be like, when I find you, you're gonna get a beating like no other. And I was like, shit, man. Like I literally would write like a 3-page letter explaining why I was running away. Dude, I've always been so dramatic. Like it has always been in
Clearly.
my nature to be super dramatic and extra because everything was like a drama moment.
You're like my cousin. That's how my
Yeah.
cousin is, bro.
Yeah.
I would get a spanking. They would be over and I would get a spanking, right? And she would be bawling her eyes out in the next room. And she would come in and be like, "It's okay. It's okay. I know you're upset." No, she would come in the closet with me and just like cry. You remind me of her sometimes. She is hilarious. Dramatic as ever. Her name is Chatty Patty. That was her name. Chatty Patty. She was extra. She still is extra to this day.
I have always been extra. Always. Dude,
Oh,
there
snap.
is not a moment in my life where I've not been extra. I've always been extra.
I believe you because
Mhm.
you are extra.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like you though, because I'm not. I'm just laid back. I don't want to be extra. I can be
Yeah.
extra, but in my own way.
Yeah. You know, I used to always like tell myself when I was little, like little. I was like, one day you're going to be so famous. And so like I would pretend, okay, like people knew me. I must have been like 6 or 7 years old and I would like pretend
No
that like
way.
yeah, like when we were out with my mom, I would like envision people coming up to me and being like, "Oh my gosh, like you're from this show." Like I would like literally like make up a scenario in my head. And
my
I would
gosh, no.
practice like writing my autograph. Oh yeah, dude. I always
I used
knew
to
I
do
was
that
gonna-
for basketball. I
Yeah.
still have one of mine.
You used to sign your basketballs?
My signature, yeah. I would be like, when I make it to the WNBA, this is how I'm gonna sign it. I have my jersey number that I wore
Girl.
didn't matter. Every
It's a
jersey
good-
number I had to have
Hey.
32.
It's a good thing you did make it to the WNBA because those lesbian rumors, girl.
I know, right?
They would have been after you,
They
honey.
would have been out there. Because I probably wouldn't be married. I would probably still be single.
You
with
probably
no
would be
kids.
lesbian. You probably would be a lesbian at that point.
Don't-
Dude, did we talk about this? Okay, when I went to the WNBA, did we talk about how I kind of felt like a little certain something because I was like looking at some of these women that look so masculine. I was like,
Fuck you mean you felt something?
no, like no. Like some of these women are so masculine that like from afar you can't tell that they're a woman. And dude, I was just like I told you, Brittany Griner, like
I
was
don't
like,
believe you. You sound like the
No.
men that get me nippy dipped and they find out that's a dick between the legs. They didn't know.
Seriously though, like I was like when I got close to some of them and they were like super tall, I was like, oh, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, that's a woman. Yeah.
She said, oh.
I can see, dude, I can see how some of these WNBA players like land like super hot chicks because there's something super masculine about some of these women.
I am exiting this conversation. Mine was 32. 32 and 18. Those are my numbers.
That was your jersey
'Cause
numbers?
I played JV and varsity, so I had to have two different numbers. 32 and 18.
See, but you don't have the height to be an NBA player. You're what, 5'7"?
No, I don't. I would have never made it. I'm too short.
Right.
I would have never made it. But I loved basketball. Like basketball and music. That was like my escape from the world. I would sit in my room and just put on music and zone out, bro, and play
Yeah.
video games.
Me too. Which is how I became such an amazing singer.
Oh yeah, go ahead and give him a sample.
No, because I already told
Oh.
you. Soonie talk about. Wait, let me fill people into this. Okay, so
Go ahead
yesterday,
and tell on yourself.
yesterday I sent Soonie this thing. It was Luther and Whitney. First of all, I love to tease Soonie all the time, and so every once in a while I'll post stuff like this. But I said, wait, is it on my page? Hold on.
I think you did post it on your page.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I
okay.
saw you post it.
So I said, how I be flexing on Soonie when we sing together, right? So I said, how Mo be singing the Luther when we warm up for our live shows. So I sent this to Soonie. Hold on, you guys, this is hilarious. Dude,
Do it
that
right now. Do it.
run, Soonie, I'm hot
Do
right
it.
now. No, dude, I need to work.
I did it. Do it.
I don't know. You know, I always be doing it. You know, I always be trying to do it. But dude, that clip had me. I watched it so many times. Because I was just cracking up. Okay, because it said he did not come to play. He said he gently reminded Wendy he did not come to play.
Tell Mo to post a clip of her singing. I've posted clips of
telling
me
you.
singing.
No, I'm just saying,
I'm on actual songs. Where's your proof?
Listen, I know that
Yeah.
one day
See,
that
what had happened was
Don, Bryson's producer, listen,
what had happened was
you and him were trying to talk trash, but the truth of the matter is, like, I be holding back sometimes. The truth of the matter is, I be holding back sometimes. You know how like there's those people. No, you know how there's those people that like in the car, like they're just like, and they're singing whatever. Dude, when I'm up by myself, I let go. Like you would be like, dang Mo, I'm telling you.
I already asked Gabby.
You did not.
Gabby outed you. Yes, I did. We had
What
a
did
whole
you ask her?
conversation and you were like, Gabby. I'm like, see, just telling your mama. I know.
And she told you I can't sing?
Yes.
She lie. She lie. She lies.
Bro, look at the baby and tell her.
Oh, so
Tell her.
cute. The little noises. Put her closer.
Tell her to sing. Say sing, please. She said it.
Oh my
She
gosh.
said sing. Tell her to do it for you. I know. Say sing. Okay, don't eat my mic now. She wants you to sing. You gonna do it?
Dude, literally, I don't know what it is, if it's just being a woman, but you know, like when babies do super cute stuff like that, like literally, like my boobs feel a certain type of way. And does
It's like
your
muscle
puss?
memory.
No, like does your puss throb?
What the fuck?
Your
No.
pussy never, dude. Sometimes my
No.
pussy be throbbing for like the weirdest things.
Yeah.
No, for real. No, it's almost like my body
You need
like
to be stopped. You need to be stopped.
no, it's almost like my body like has a reaction. Like, you know what I
Time to go make
mean?
one.
No. I ain't even got the things, but I'm just like, dude, I swear, like when she was like so cute and she was like, doop, like I felt like a twinge in my boobs and my pussy was like, boop.
Say
Oh
sing.
gosh. Man,
this
this
shy.
Emery.
Say hi. She can talk. Okay.
I put her close again. It was so cute how she grabbed it. She said,
Say bye-bye.
hi.
Say bye-bye. No, don't put your mouth on it. No. I don't think we're gonna get much out of Emery.
Oh,
That's all
she's
she
so
got
cute.
for us.
Dude.
She's loud. Don't let her fool you. She be
Oh, I know
loud.
she's loud. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. You loud.
Oh man.
You know I'm talking about you too, huh?
Whew. Dude, she's so smiley right now.
She's happy.
She can't hear me. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. All right. Well, I think we're done. I think we have
We are done.
exhausted.
This was a good show.
We've exhausted all the funness. Like there's no more left.
It was
I
fun,
ended
though.
it with what
True
I just
Mo.
said.
Just
True in
Mo.
true Mo fashion,
In
just
true Mo
random.
fashion. Just
Yeah. Dude, I had a mind of Mo question the other day.
you did?
Yeah, and I didn't write it down. Shit.
Tune in Friday, guys. Hopefully Mo will have a mind of Mo and we can have some random fun and I can make her uncomfortable with not reacting because apparently when I'm just like I'm saying something and I don't even be saying nothing. Like I can't win, man. I'm telling you. What you doing, child? Can't win. You didn't react. Okay.
No, because dude, when we were talking about that, it was very specific. I said
I'm not even. I wasn't even talking about that, and you going back.
I said a 15-inch penis doesn't equal great sex, and you were like,
Listen,
you pursed your lips.
may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent in Jesus' name. Amen. I don't know what she's talking about because I didn't have a reaction.
You had a reaction. I'm gonna have to play it back.
Anyways, guys, the question still stands. You guys should ask this to your family and your friends and even your girlfriends. Ask them this question. Why does whoredom get covered up with the excuse of sexual freedom? I don't get it. I don't quite understand it. How come we don't call hoes hoes anymore?
Just
How come
listen,
we don't do
ladies.
that?
If you were a whore back in the day, just own it. If you're still a whore, just own it. Just say you love sex, you love being promiscuous, you don't care who you have sex with, and just own it. But don't say that you're being free with your body and expressive and all this other stuff, because that's not how the guy's looking at it.
That's
at
true.
all.
We'll see you guys Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Patriotic summer, high school margarita's just a good